Alright, y'all. Let's get weird. I'm off. Okay. Hello. Hi. Can you hear me okay? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Turtle. That sucks. Well, I hope that we can provide a good distraction for you today. Hi, Garn. Hello. How are you doing? Hello. Welcome to the stream. Hi. All right. Hello.
Oh, okay.
These are my buddies. These are my buddies. CtrlAltQuin and GreyEyesPlays. Hello. Hi, everybody. We are here to do a panel on sexism in gaming, so I hope that you find it enjoyable and educational. And we are also doing a charity stream as well today. So we are raising money for the Loveland Foundation, and it's an organization that seeks to create more access to culturally competent therapy for Black women and girls. So if you want to donate, you can donate using the soft giving link right here. So we do have some lovely donation goals today. If we hit 50, we'll do a community Mad Lib together. If we hit $100, Quinn is gonna do some bars and I'm gonna beatbox for it. And then if we hit 150, I'll sing chat messages for like 2 minutes or something. Just keep chatting and I'll sing your chat messages for like 2 minutes. At 200, we'll be doing a My Immortal dramatic reading of a couple of different chapters from My Immortal. And then we will also be doing a raffle for if we hit $250 goal, we'll be doing a raffle for a $20 Steam gift card. So yeah, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. If put it in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being I'm feeling super peachy. How are you feeling today? Hi Zombie, hello. Hi Garn. Hi Nin, hello. Hi Liv. Liv, I haven't seen you in so long. I'm so glad that you're here. And then hi Turtle and hi Garn. Hello. Hi everybody. 10 out of 10. Hell yeah. Hi Grandpa Option. Hello. Nice to see you. So we're gonna get right into it. Hi Slunt Vision, welcome. Hi, nice to meet you. We're gonna get right into the topic. If there are any questions that you'd like to ask us, keep them until like the end of when we decide that it's Q&A time. We'll do Q&A time. We'll just kind of play it by ear. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. And remember, if you want to donate, the donate link will be coming up every once in a while. Every like 15 minutes or so, a link will come up regarding the donations, and then you can always do !donate Loveland. And then if you want more information about Loveland Foundation, you can go to their website here. And then I think that's kind of all the housekeeping here. Oh, and also follow our lovely guests, which I don't have a shout out command yet, so I'm gonna be doing this this way. There we go. Follow our lovely guests. But yeah, so welcome. I hope y'all have an enjoyable time, an educational time, and yeah, let's get started. The way that I wanted to start was to have y'all kind of talk about yourselves and what kind of content you do, and yeah. So how about you, Quinn?
Hi, my name is Quinn. My name is CtrlAltQuin. I'm a cringe comedian and just all around weird person here on Twitch. I've been streaming for 2 years. I play a variety of games, but I would say that everything that I do is centered around comedy and making people feel extremely uncomfortable in a good way.
Yeah. That's accurate. You gotta love it. All right, Gray.
You sound like my cup of tea, Quinn, I'll tell you that much. Cringe comedy is fantastic. But hi, I'm Gray. I am a variety RPG streamer. I primarily play a lot of Final Fantasy. I go on long rants about them too. I've been streaming on Twitch for about 2 years now, and I'm live most weekdays. I'm taking a little bit of a break right now, but I also write a review blog on the side, so not only streaming.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Yay. and breaks are good. We like breaks. Breaks are breaks are always
Don't
good.
ever feel guilty for taking a break.
Right? Like I have this problem of just I can't even like have my Saturdays sometimes. Liv, thank you so much for the $25 donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. Getting off to a good start here. Thank you. So if we get to 50, we'll do our community Mad Lib. But yeah, I feel like I can barely have like a Saturday to myself sometimes because my brain is just like sometimes always on mode. I mean, as content creators, it's like we always could be doing something more or extra, you know. It's like, oh, we could just post on Twitter one more time, or we can post one more thing on Instagram, you know. It's hard to shut off. So like breaks are good. Yes, you know.
Agreed.
But yeah, I wanted to kind of start off the conversation around sexism in gaming. First off, with a disclaimer, we'll be referring to women a lot in this particular talk, and I want to just kind of clarify that word, that we're saying it in like the most inclusive way possible. So anybody who has any hand in like gender of female, like women gender expression, anybody who has had any sort of experience relevant to like what it's like to be a woman in a binary kind of world where we kind of have just two options that are given to us. Anybody who has experienced any sort of experience of being a woman or having a feminine gender expression or gender identity in any way. So we'll be referring to women, but we just do, I want to be very clear that we don't mean just cis women in this particular situation. There are a lot of different ways in which our identities and who we are can sort of kind of apply to different experiences that we have. And yeah, I want to start off with when you hear the title Sexism in Gaming, what thoughts does that immediately bring up for you? Anybody want to start?
Yeah, we're waiting to be summoned.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. So when you think about the title, when you think about sexism in gaming, like what's your first thoughts?
It's a really just triggering thing for me, honestly. Like working in games, being in games, not just with streaming, like growing up with brothers and all the groups that I'm in and have to like assimilate to, I just get so angry because of the way that I'm treated as a female presenting person in these spaces that I feel like aren't meant or built for me. And that's just not as like, because I'm non-binary, but I'm still female presenting, and that's how people are going to treat me in these spaces until they get to know me and we have those conversations, you know, without wearing a name tag and being like, this is who I am. But even if I did tell them who I am, they're still going to treat me a certain way. But also as like a Black woman, Black female presenting person in these spaces, it's really just frustrating that that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I can imagine that can lend to a lot of like very specific experiences that I might not have. And yeah, thank you. Grey, how do you feel?
Well, I guess there's two ways. If you're talking about sexism in gaming in the streaming realm, the first thing that I can think of is having to constantly prove yourself that you can play a game. And then in terms of in the actual industry is obviously feeling like women are overshadowed in the industry because there's just so much focus on, you know, male-driven developers, games, etc. And all together, when I just think of it, is just having to constantly prove yourself and constantly feel like you don't know what you're doing, that people expect your guidance in something when we don't want it at all.
When you talk about like the industry, that's interesting to me. It's interesting to talk about the industry, I think, in general, because I don't think a lot of people realize, and I can't give specifics right off the bat, and feel free to fact check me, anybody, but as far as I've learned, there have been so many women who have affected the gaming industry to the point, like, to where it is now. Like, there are so many women who were there in the 80s who were getting shit done with computers, and and were actually at the forefront of creating games and pushing this industry to where it is now. So it's absolutely frustrating to like hear it's absolutely frustrating to hear like when people are just kind of like gatekeeping us out of gaming. It's like, well, women have done so much for gamings already, and if it weren't for a lot of them, like, gaming might not be where it is today. And that's absolutely frustrating that they just kind of get like erased from the conversation. That's just like, oh yeah, games, because you know that it doesn't make any sense to me how we don't pay reverence to those women who were like there in the 80s and getting shit set up with everybody else. So yeah, super gatekeepers.
I feel like it won't be years, down the line, like we see even now with Hollywood bringing light to all the heroes, the women who helped shape science, and then it's just like all these years later, we're gonna make a movie, and now it's okay because we brought attention to it then. Or, now about what happened then. Like, I feel that we should be, bringing attention to it now. Not be waiting years until, shit starts hitting the fan and you're like, no. They actually did contribute. We're just gonna talk about it now.
Yeah, and that kind of talks to just, like, the idea of, like, commodifying these things. That, like, oh, it's only worth talking to if it, like, makes a blockbuster film. Or talking about, like, it's only worth talking about if it's just like a blockbuster film, and it's like, oh, these cool people doing these cool things. But I we can go on and on about this particular topic in a completely different area, or but like, there's just something about how when there's something really there's like a lot of cognitive dissonance where you'll go to see a movie about like a woman being badass and like having her agency and going out and getting hers and all that, but then like the culture that we live in perpetuates and encourages us like being belittled, and it's like that's very just, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance there, and it's like that with people of a lot of different identities. Just like we have, like, there's movies of people succeeding who look like us in some way, but like when we can walk outside of the movie theater and we're like in the culture, it's like we don't get that same respect, that like the movie demanded of us at the time. Yeah.
That's exactly.
So what does gaming mean to you? Like, what purpose or like function was video gaming outside of all of this? What does that serve for you?
I can go ahead. I grew up playing video games. My dad really got me into games, and from that point, gaming has always been an escape for me. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up when I moved here from Poland, so I've always kind of immersed myself in the world of video games. Spyro, Crash, Final Fantasy, etc. And to me, it was always an escape. Before Twitch, I never considered multiplayer games because I kind of deem myself the antisocial gamer, because I just like to get lost in the world on my own. And as a writer, I fall in love with the story and I get drawn so into it, and that's what it meant for me. It is still a very happy place for me, but as without getting too much into the whole streaming aspect, I'll say that why breaks are required for me is because when I begin, I guess, bringing more attention to it and trying to share a game that I'm really passionate about, I kind of lose a bit of that joy, especially with, stuff that's happening in communities. But that's gaming for me, my sweet escape.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, Quinn?
As I like unpack and like look back on my history of gaming and how long I've been playing games, I don't think gaming has ever been an escape for me. It's always been just like a passion for me and something that I was in awe of. Yeah, there was things in my like life that I wanted to like avoid, but that wasn't gaming wasn't that outlet where I went to go hide from that or to be in a different reality. It was just always something that really interested me and intrigued me, which is what wrapped me up in gaming as a child, and especially connecting with my siblings. Like, we weren't playing multiplayer games, we played Mortal Kombat or something together, but like just having that connection with my brothers and sisters, especially at a distance when, my parents were going through divorce, that was like cool. And then I just never stopped. But as I got older, it became more of a competitive thing. Or if I go back what Gray said about trying to prove myself to my colleagues or like my gaming friends, and especially being in these male groups and these male dominated spaces, it definitely became more competitive where I was like, I played on like a team for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I was just like, I gotta be the best. So putting in hours and hours and hours and hours trying to be the best, and Smash Brothers just trying to be the best, and it became unhealthy in that way. But it's still like a huge passion thing for me. Streaming has changed it because there's just a lot of toxic energy here. And constant gatekeeping as a female presenting person.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, thank you so much for the $15 donation to the Loveland Foundation. Thank you. We are $10 away from that community Mad Lib incentive, so keep donating, keep it coming. But yeah, Quinn, talking about like the stuff with connecting with your siblings, that's so important, right? Like that's like one of the beautiful things about gaming is that it really does help us connect to people, and that's why we're here, right? Like we're here because we found out about Twitch somehow. We realized that like there's a value to being able to spend time with people while we game, and it's very reminiscent of like those times back in the day when we were like with our friends or our siblings or whatever outside? Playing a game. Yeah, outside, right? Remember when we went outside? But like, it's reminiscent of those times when we were playing games as kids or in playing with our siblings or our friends and things like that. And so gaming is so connective in a lot of amazing different ways, which is really unfortunate because it's a double-edged sword, I think. So like, for instance, online gaming and voice chats, what experience have y'all had? Because voice chat is a way where, especially for like games like Overwatch, Valorant, COD, all these things, like you need communication to be the best. You absolutely need it to be the best. But the problem is that it can be very scary as someone who is a femme presenting, like that, just even saying something in voice chat could just result in like, go to the kitchen, make me a sandwich, you're a girl, shit like that.
I remember the PS3, which is what the first time I like really started playing like competitive games was on the PS3 for Call of Duty. You could down pitch your voice.
Oh my god.
Something in the chat, in the game, in the console where you can down pitch your voice, and I would do that all the time. To make my voice sound deeper so that people wouldn't mess with me or make it sound distorted. But also, this is like something just internet as a whole, no matter what you're doing. Like I remember going to like voice chats and stuff or just text chats and not wanting people to know that I was a girl, you know what I mean? Because they're going to start fucking with you. Can I say fuck on here?
Yeah, you can say fuck all you want, I don't care. fuck.
Yeah, but they don't have that on the PS4. But on the PS3, that was a thing. You can like
Mhm.
down pitch your voice when you play games, and it's just like as soon as you say anything, right? You just breathe and you just go,
Girl.
and yes, right? Like they just no, and then they just won't shut up, and it's just constant. It's constant.
That's why I stay out of voice chats in games. I really used to enjoy Overwatch, and then I think one time I made it to like level 25. I'm like, oh, cool, I can try competitive. You know, maybe people will be nice. I think the first match, someone's like, can that fucking diva uninstall the game? I'm like,
Oh, you're a diva main?
Wow.
I was.
Wow.
Aren't you a diva main too, Kat?
In my heart, I am.
Yeah. I play.
Diva
I've
main.
I play Diva and Orisa religiously.
I
Well,
love
when I
Diva.
played Overwatch, but I don't play Overwatch anymore.
I'm
But
the top diva on North America.
what?
I'm top diva in North America.
Are you really?
Oh shit.
No,
That's
I'm just kidding.
oh.
I was about to
'cause-
say, I'm
'cause
leaving.
I was about to gas you up so hard.
Damn, I'm like, man, shit, man. Yeah, no, but that's exactly why. And I think that's why I kept myself from playing online games so much, because it's just like, going in, there's gonna be that toxicity. I mean, you hear all these like goddamn kids on Call of Duty. I'm like, I'm gonna teabag you, man. I'm 12 years old and I got my mom's credit card. You know, that kind of shit. And I'm like, I don't have the patience for that. And then even though I don't like, I dress the way I do because I don't want any more attention on when I have my camera on, because when I started streaming, I would wear like a tank top or something. I'm like, God forbid there's a little bit of cleavage. I would have, comments I don't want. So I will always wear a high collar top, or fuck, I may start wearing turtlenecks at this point. I don't know what. But, luckily I don't get a lot of shit in chat, but
That
But like,
if it's just your freaking voice.
they're gonna sexualize you, even if you're wearing a turtleneck.
yeah, you can be.
I know.
Wearing a turtleneck, and someone came in there and said, "You whore," and then I'm just like,
It's true. Like you could be literally wearing a goddamn Pikachu costume, like big, like blown up Pikachu costume, and someone's gonna come in there and be like, "Yeah, that makes my
You
dick
are hot,
wet."
Pikachu.
God, you're just so hot in that costume. I wonder what it looks like on my floor. Just shit like that.
But like we laugh, but it's true.
Yeah, it's like all you can do after a while is just laugh at how fucking idiotic it all is, And I have people coming into my chat and I have people coming into my chat who will make some sort of and this is like this is definitely not like an experience that is only like a experience for women, but like I have a lot of guys who just, or what I'm assuming are guys, coming into my chat just like making comments about my weight and the way I look and all of these things, and they're still gonna make those comments no matter what the fuck I'm wearing, and that's like the really fucking annoying shit. And we can't even just live our lives or want to play a video game without the risk of somebody sexualizing us or saying something just really offensive or anything like that. And it's
something Gray said that like really stuck out to me is that like 12-year-old boys with their mom's credit cards, and I feel like this is what we talk about like when we try to explain like toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Because it's like kids like that are learning that from other people that they're playing games with who have the like they could change that, but they're not. So
Yes.
that shit just keeps happening and happening, where little kids think that that's the way they have to talk in games.
yeah,
Because they were once those 12-year-old boys.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's a constant repeating cycle.
and they didn't
saw
get checked.
That was just like gaming has what I gotta find it. It was just something gaming has like an agreement or something with just toxicity and like hatred. It's like you think about gaming and you immediately think about all that negative trolly shit that people feel like that's the way they have to be competitive gamers or just regular gamers, where they have to constantly compare themselves because it's all a game to some people, and it's really just fucked up.
It really is. And I'm curious. Oh god, I had a thought that came up and I forgot what it was.
Oh no.
that happens every once in a while. So you're talking about little kids. Oh yeah, like it's just, oh man, for one thing, little kids on video games are just fucking hilarious. Like, little kids on video games are hilarious, and a lot of times, yeah, and sometimes, like, I don't like, I'm just like, oh, whatever, you know, I don't get too tilted about kids being like really annoyingly tilted because they're still learning, you know. Oh gosh, what just happened? Where'd you go?
She didn't like we're talking shit on kids.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Thank you. I'm just like, excuse me, I moved my mouth for 1 second.
But
and like, yeah, we dipping.
That's okay. That's a-okay. But yeah, no, and that's legit though. Like, it's something that's taught, and it's something that's not like checked in our little boys. Like, this is not relevant to gaming, but it's kind of like relevant to just kind of the attitudes toward it. So there was a boy who was like maybe 14 or 15 or so, or was it like, I don't remember. I think he was like younger than that actually, and he was friends with my nephew, or not my nephew, sorry, my cousin. He was friends with my cousin, and he was visiting with my cousin at my house, and like this kid literally pinched my ass.
Whoa!
Like this kid literally came up to me and pinched my fucking ass, and I was like, what the fuck? And I would be like, get the fuck away from me. And but like, did this kid get reprimanded? No, actually. Like, I was taught that I had to just kind of like let it happen, you know, because, oh, he's a kid, whatever. It's like no, like, we need to sit this kid down and have a fucking conversation with him and say, you're not allowed to just pinch girls' butts for no, like you like without their permission or at all, really, considering that you're fucking a child. Like, you're
how many times have we heard that in our lifetime?
Boys will be boys. That's exactly it. Like they're not held accountable to their actions, and yet, like, women are expected to be like a certain way, you know. We're expected to be like, we're supposed to like be like one of the guys, you know. We're supposed to take it like a man. We're supposed to,
we can't talk about sex, we can't talk about our assholes, we can't talk about prolapse, we can't talk about anything. We just have to stay in our lane and wear our fucking petticoats
and whisper about our lady problems.
We can't talk about anything. Like, I can't just say, can I say suck dick?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I can't just say, hey, I'm gonna go outside and suck dick or something like that.
Yeah, because otherwise you're a slut hoe, and, yeah, and you do not deserve human rights or dignity. Like,
who cares if I'm gonna suck dicks or I'm not gonna suck dicks? But I should be able to openly say, I am going to go outside and suck dicks.
Yeah, I agree.
But men will say whatever, right? They can say whatever about women, and I'm like,
I'm gonna go hit that.
Smash cheeks or clap cheeks or whatever it is they say these days.
What the hell is that? Man, I'm like so out of this lingo. I'm like Grandma Grey over here. I just recently used yeet on stream.
Clapping cheeks is like the Gen Z term for sex.
Yeah, just getting it down. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so behind.
Welcome. Oh no, my light. Sorry, I was meaning to turn it down just a little bit. Clap these prolapses. I love it. Yes. Prolapses are sexy in this channel.
And also just like your skin, like your body, like you were saying, Grey, like you want to wear something that makes you feel comfortable because you don't want to deal with the comments.
I'm hot right now.
Yeah.
You're hot, right? Like, you're hot.
Yeah.
I'm like streaming
under all these lights.
Yeah. Got a freaking key light. I used to have a smaller key light that was like straight up in my face. And I'm like, I have to end my stream because I'm just sitting here sweating. I'm like shiny and shimmering. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, that's a legit thing. And I've seen people like get bitchy on Twitter about there was this one streamer and she lives in Australia, okay? And Australia's fucking hot. Like a lot. And she's wearing like everything's covered, right? And it's just kind of like a smaller dress that, you know, comes up really high on the thighs, and she's like, and she wears that shit because she's fucking hot. Like, she doesn't need to overheat or anything. And it looks good and it's fine. But you'll hear all these, you know, people make just dumbass comments about it, about how, like,
such an e-girl.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. The fucking Twitch thought shit. And thank you so much for the host, Grandpa option. Thank you. The fucking Twitch thought shit is the most annoying shit in the world. And I have caught it, like, in my chat where I've been like, we don't talk like that shit here. We don't talk about, like, we don't talk about, because I've had somebody like kind of not all I've had somebody you know, you're not like other girl streamers me before.
Yeah.
and if the person is here in the chat, I don't mean to make fun of you or anything, but I just I want to talk about the situation in which this happened. Like, you know, they were like, you aren't like other girl streamers. And I'm like, what do you mean by like we don't talk like that here? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking just like bash on the way that other women make a fucking living or express themselves in this world.
Yes.
Like,
so important. It's so important because, like, it becomes just like this line where it's just like you have to call these people out, just like dudes have to call out these 12-year-old little boys that they're like encouraging all this toxic behavior. Us as female presenting people have to make sure that we shut down people who are giving us these backhanded compliments because we're not doing what other girls do. Oh, you don't have an OnlyFans, or you don't do this, or you don't do that. This is why I come here. No, why are you? No, don't shame them because I support them.
yeah.
They make hella bank, okay?
Yeah, and if they want to make hella bank using something that they either bought or was given to them by God himself, like, that's fucking fine. Because you know what, sex appeal is a value. That's it. Like, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and be all like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and be all Puritan about the idea that, like, you can't possibly have any kind of sex appeal. And the thing is even people who aren't dressing, you know, in a more are dressing in a more modest way, way, like, even those people have a sort of sex appeal to them, you know, like, even as they're like wearing, you know, when you have confidence, that's when the sex appeal comes out. You're
not other girls. That's hot to me. Look at you showing that neck.
Yeah,
like,
and sex appeal isn't everything. You're right, Pika. Sex appeal isn't everything. It's just like it's just really fucking stupid when people will kind of boil someone down just to their sex appeal and then judge them on the fact that they think that that's the only thing that's worthwhile about them. And it's like, have you even just tried to be in this person's community before? Have you even like tried to like get to know this person? Like, you don't know who they are and you don't know what their situation is, and we're not just gonna fucking sit here and bash on like the way that they express themselves. You know, if they're within TOS, they're within TOS, and that's the end of the fucking discussion, you know. Yeah,
we're just meat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know, I just came out.
No, but that's legit though.
But sex, like you said, sex appeal isn't just about meat. And like, I'm a demisexual. I just don't look at someone and think like, that's why I made that joke about sucking dicks on the street. Like, I don't just think like, oh, I want to have sex with that person right now just because they're physically attractive. And there's like so many people, like, I don't know. It just makes me really annoyed when people think that, or just boil everything down to just like your meat.
Yeah.
In your bones. And it's just like, people are attracted to people for other things aside from just their skin and their bones. So why are you treating me like I'm just a sack of nothingness that you could just put your dick in or your tongue in?
Yeah. Like, why do you just treat us like a sack of meat that you feel like you have the entitlement to control? Like, you don't have any say on what goes on my body. Like, y'all don't have any say. Yeah, exactly. Or in. You're right. Or around.
Or
yeah.
near.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't even sniff me, bro.
Oh.
Like, shut up.
Oh my gosh. Have you in your friend groups, growing up or now or whatever, have you had experiences of like men in your friend groups kind of using that line to describe you, like, oh, they're like one of the guys, like they're not like other women or something like that? Or like, I know Quinn, we talked about that on your stream with Cheese, right? About like, you know, when we're with guys or like in a group of guys, it's like a lot of times when they introduce us to somebody, sometimes it has to be like, oh yeah, she's one of the guys or whatever, or like don't fuck with her or whatever. And it's like, why does that have to happen in the first place?
Actually, when The Last Jedi came out, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I was in this Star Wars friends group since like middle school. And we just got in a huge fight when The Last Jedi came out, because spoilers, I don't want to give spoilers, but there's a kiss that happens that really angered me as a woman.
Too.
I felt like it didn't need to happen. And I was the only girl in this group, and we all known each other since we were kids, and they always said, bro, Quinn is one of the bros, like she's one of us, like, and I would always challenge that. I was like, no, I can be your friend. You can support me and like love me without saying that or calling me by these pronouns that make you feel comfortable that I'm here.
Yeah, don't erase who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they wouldn't get that. They wouldn't accept it. And we got in a huge fight about that, to the point where we don't talk anymore. I don't talk to any of these people, and I love them and I miss them, but they just didn't get it. I'm like, stop calling me bro.
Yeah.
Stop trying to do that to make you feel comfortable. It's all about you when you don't acknowledge who I am and not respect my pronouns. And I feel like that's a thing a lot of men in these gamer spaces do, where it's just like, we can't exist here unless they somehow desexualize us in a way.
Yeah, that's true. It's almost like we have to either be deemed worthy because we're not too sexy or whatever to be near them, you know, and then like
they're gonna sexualize us anyway.
Yeah,
they're still gonna do it.
Yeah,
no matter what we do.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, and it's like it's just there are very specific things that we hear, you know, that men don't hear, you know, like, no, I don't think anyone has ever like told a man like, oh, well, okay, that's not true, but I'm thinking like that's not a thing that I think happens with, you know, groups of people that are more femme presenting, you know, accepting a man in the group. I don't see that very often, at least, where people are like, oh, like you're just one of the girls or whatever. Like I don't, it's just a weird thing to say to somebody when you're just like, you're one of us, when like, no, I want to be me. Like I want to be me. I want you to see me as me, you know. And I talked about this on my stream quite a few times, and you might know Gray, because we have a history, so you might know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know, me and Gray went to high school, so this is like fucking awesome. and so like in high school there was a certain group of friends that I had, and I don't know if you can picture them, okay? There's a certain groups of friends that I had, and there were, you know, like I wasn't the only woman, you know, involved with this group of friends or whatever, but like I dated one of the guys who was in this group of friends, and oh boy, the shit that I fucking got from these guys. And see, I've talked about this before, where in high school I didn't really feel like I fit into like one group. I didn't feel like at home with any group. I was like in music and stuff and musicals, and I did some other things, and I didn't feel like I really fit anywhere or belong anywhere. But what I did really resonate with was like video games and anime and stuff like that. You know, this stuff that us rejects happen to, you know, flock to a lot of the times. Like, I don't mean to.
On the internet.
Yeah, and so, you know, these people that I hung out with who were also super into video games. You know, a lot of them were men, and I was dating one of them at one point, and it literally was. I got so many comments about, and this, I got so many comments about being a whale from a man who is 3 times my fucking weight. Okay, like I legit got so many like, I got just fucking, they just. Yeah, they just fucking reamed me all the time. Just be like, you're a whale, get the harpoons. Like, you know, you're a girl, you can't play well. Like, you know, you're a... Just all the things that you could possibly hear, I probably heard it. And a lot of that and a lot of it is like, yeah, I was dating a guy who was part of that group at the same time. And like, imagine this guy like not sticking up for me when this shit happens, right? Like his friends like say some stupid fucking shit and he like will laugh with them. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand how I fucking dated that guy for so fucking long. But like that's the shit that I got in high school in this group of people that I related to because I actually liked the shit that they liked. And I like, yep. And I, you know, could talk to them about something that I couldn't talk to with my about with my parents. Like, when my parents, I found out like when Pokemon Go came out, my parents had this conversation apparently a long time ago when I was younger, when I started getting super into Pokemon. Like, should we worry about her? Is this something to be scared about? And it's like, so I couldn't talk to my family about these kinds of things. Like, I couldn't talk to, you know, my brother was kind of into stuff like this, but not in the way that I am, not like kind of the nerdy way that I am. But yeah, like, I just, the group in high school that I was supposed to fit in with, I was supposed to get along with, they legit would gatekeep me out and be a huge dick to me and act like it was actually a legitimate thing for them to do because I was a woman, you know? And it's just like, imagine the one place that you feel like you can actually connect with people about something that you feel passionate about, and everyone there, well, not everyone, but like a lot of the dudes there are legit just fucking shitting on you constantly.
Do they apologize to you now?
Oh fuck, I don't talk to those assholes. Like, you know, like
my Star Wars group. Like, yeah. That's what happened. Like, can I share like a story real quick?
Please.
So it's very similar to yours. There wasn't anyone I was dating, but like in my Smash Brothers group when I was in I would have been like sophomore year of high school, I was addicted to Super Smash Brothers. Like, I was trying to go pro in Melee, and I hung out in this group of all dudes, which happens to be the Star Wars group of dudes I was talking to you about. And there was one dude who was interested in me named Alex, and that's such a generic name that I don't mind saying it. And he came over to my house. He came over to my house for dinner, and he had dinner with me, my mom, and my brother, and then he left. And then the next day, I went to our mutual friends where we would all train for Smash Brothers for training, and Alex was there, and they were all making jokes about how Alex said that I jerked him off and I didn't know what cum was. And I was like 14. I was like 13 or 14. And these were all dudes. And I was just like, that didn't happen. That's not true. And none of them believed me. They just made memes and jokes about it, about how I did that. And I was like, it's not true. And no one stuck up for me. No one believed me. No one stuck up for me. But it was just like, this was the only place where I felt comfortable, because these are the only people who played the games that I played who accepted me. But it was just like, even though they accepted me, there were still all these like things that they were doing to like, because I was a woman, or because I didn't have a penis. Yeah. And I dealt with it. I just stuck it out and dealt with it. And like, that sort of energy, like, men still don't get, and they haven't apologized still. I still for the way they treated me. So like I get that. It's just like in the person you're dating doesn't even stick up for you. The people who are close to you are like, oh, that's wrong. Like like they're saying it to you, oh, that's fucked up, it is you. They're still not standing up for you in front of the mob or in front of the people who are making all these jokes. And it's just like dudes are so weird with that shit. Okay, so that's my story.
No, that's a fucked up story.
I completely agree. It's just like what both of you mentioned is like you get to be part of a group where you're like, oh my god, I get to talk about, you know, video games and all like nerd culture that I really want to. But even so, I had some friends in middle school. It was middle school. And, you know, you get to talking like, yeah, you know, I started playing this Final Fantasy game. It's a new one that came out. I'm, you know, just really excited. But at the time, they're having a conversation, yet in the way that, you know, their verbiage is lined up in such a way that it's still backhanded, that I'm like, I'm still going to be better than you because I'm a dude.
Yep.
I'm always going to be better at this because I'm a dude. You may like it, but it's not valid. And it's just like, okay, but we talk about how these people haven't, you know, apologized or haven't said anything or haven't been sat down to talk about their behavior. Again, it's just because it's so drilled into them that we as, you know, female presenting humans are kind of taught to put up with that. I have never had a conversation with you know, an adult of any sort saying, you know, boys shouldn't be talking to you like that. If they did anything remotely, you know, sexually inappropriate, where like right now people are coming out on Twitter and saying shit about this, what I've been told is just like, he's just a boy. He's just growing up and like being curious.
Yeah.
I'm like, and looking back now, I'm like, that's just fucked up.
It's so fucked up.
So much of the shit that we could have, you know, dealt with is incredibly wrong, and it's just, I have been just so pissed off for like the last couple of weeks because I'm like trying to reanalyze every like little instance. I have a feeling my Discord's gonna pop off soon, but I'm gonna keep talking angrily, spiritedly. That like having to analyze so many things from my past, from school, from childhood, that right now would be deemed so messed up. And it's just like, I keep telling myself, if I have kids, I'm gonna make sure that they're gonna know damn well you do not do that shit. Because I honestly fucking refuse to live in a world where this stuff is gonna continue.
It was just like about having, it's like traumatic, right, to like read through all that shit on Twitter and then like suddenly come to terms with all the stuff that you've gone through, and I'm like, damn, this like, there's so much. I'm just like, I can't believe I let this happen and that happen, and there was no one who stood up for me, and there was all these excuses, and it's just like these little microaggressions from like toxic masculine, like there's so much. And it's just like so overwhelming, and I just want to say I didn't do anything to you, but like I'm sorry that I know what you're saying, and I feel that like it makes me so mad. I'm right there with you. I know what you guys are feeling, which is probably why we're here right now.
Yes,
shit, dude.
Good to be in a space where I think it's, you know, Kat, the fact that you're hosting this right now, I think is perfect timing. Because a lot of things are probably coming to the surface now that we are taking time to analyze and look back on. And it's just like, it's a lot to process. And the fact that, you know, we can come together and discuss it, it's extremely meaningful. So
yeah, you're welcome. I'm so happy to have y'all here. It's definitely it's such an important topic to talk about, because especially with the stuff that's coming out on Twitter. And for those of you who don't know, Twitch is having a bit of a Me Too moment right now. It's more of a movement at this point, but Twitch and like the gaming industry. So it's not just Twitch, it's not just live streaming, it's other like big game companies, things like that. Okay, so like just the gaming industry in general is just having like a come to Jesus moment about the fact that gaming treats women as a whole pretty terribly. And so like imagine just like all of these stories that we have, right, of just when we were younger and the people that we had to deal with and the shit that we needed to hear. Imagine extrapolating those attitudes into a professional setting. Okay, like then you add money into it, then you add power into it, then you add all these extra layers that make it even more complicated for us to deal with, because like, you know, random dude off the street, like that guy is gonna fucking catcall and then be a dick, and then, you know, we'll be fucking pissed at it about it for maybe 3 days, so then we won't ever see them again, right? But like when it's our job, when we are in a position where we are there to create video games, or when we're, you know, streaming, when we are building communities and stuff like that, when you add that element of power, money, all that stuff, it gets even more fucking complicated, because then you're going up against what is like a system entity that may or may not listen to you and your story. And people are having to like leave their jobs, you know, because they just can't get a word in edgewise, or like they're getting fired, you know, for some bullshit reason, you know, because the people in power won't take accountability for their fucking actions, you know. And so when you extrapolate like this attitude from the individual sense of like, oh, you're not like other girls or whatever, all that stuff, you know, and extrapolate that and consider it in the context of the gaming industry, and just like the ability to make money with games and creating games and make money as a community manager or something like that. When you start adding money into it, it's just like there's a whole extra can of worms that you are opening, because these people at the top are just, they may not understand you, or they may not care about, you know, this.
Because they're pieces of shit.
Yeah. It's like, it's just so ingrained, because people don't want to make waves. Like, people don't want to talk about the hard thing. And the problem is that we cannot fix the hard thing if we don't look at it head on. That's like the one thing that one way that you get through shit like this is by looking at it head on and then working with people to fucking fix it. And it's like, oh my God, people don't want to talk about it. And then, you know, the people, and when you don't talk about it, the people who are able to, you know, take advantage of women in the industry are just able to flourish, you know? Yeah.
Gaming, oh, it's been a long time coming in the gaming industry. I don't know what other questions you got on your. We're
kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. At this point, I didn't write a whole bunch of
gaming industry. So I've worked in the gaming industry on and off, as far as like journalism. I've worked booths. I've worked for big brands and companies. I've done things for like the past decade, and it's always been a very, like, all the things that we've talked about our friend groups, but on a larger scale, where there's tons of money involved, like you just said.
Yeah.
And the power is in the hands of the abusers and these people who just want to take advantage, which is why things existed like booth babes, right?
Oh my God.
What is that?
Booth babes were like just sexy ass girls who wanted to get into the gaming industry, and companies would put them in like skimpy clothes and bikinis and cosplays.
So it was like a gaming industry, like casting couch kind of thing?
Yeah, it would basically was.
Okay.
And it wasn't even till like, when did booth babes get banned from E3? It had to have been like less than a decade ago. They're just like, no more booth babes, because that was just like the thing. All the women that were at the cons were booth babes. No one was like actually
from the industry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They were just sexualizing them to get people to come to their booth and check out their games. Like the whole industry, like the whole gaming industry was like centered around lifting up nerdy ass dudes who suddenly had power and money, and then sexualizing women like us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I don't think that y'all realize, well, like, not y'all might not know this, but I'm thinking just in general, like the general y'all, I don't think people realize that, like, even progressive movements, or, like communities that we associate with being subculture in some way still have issues with women. And so, like, the hippies, for instance, still a patriarchal society. Like, the hippies were, like, very much like how they were, but what I think people don't realize is that at the same time, like, the hippies, like, operated with, like, a very like kind of like the same gender roles, where, like, women were more of the, kind of feminine, like, maternal figure who, and so even in those like communities where their whole existence is based in, like, subculture and being, like, a separate part of the mainstream culture, these communities still suffer from those problems, right? We still have to, like, address those particular issues within each community. And so I'm not surprised that an industry that has, like, what's the word? That has geared itself more toward men, like with advertising and things like that. Like, Nintendo's the only company, I think, historically, who has advertised strictly to families, which is why I think you'll more likely to see women Nintendo players than you are to see, like, women Xbox players, shit like that. But Xbox, PS4, even, like, I feel like even like, maybe not, or no, even like the Dreamcast and shit like that, had marketing stuff that was geared toward men and would appeal toward men. And so women weren't really a part of that conversation unless you're talking about, like, Nintendo, which was for families, So it's like the industry has historically appealed to men in advertising and all these things. And I'm not surprised that an industry that also is a kind of a cornerstone of, like, subculture, it's like kind of one of the cultures that you can go explore if you don't feel like you fit in the mainstream, all these things. I'm not surprised that this particular culture, especially with the way that marketing has kind of shaped it, because marketing does shape a lot of our culture, like, I'm not surprised that we're dealing with this problem. It makes a lot of fucking sense that we're dealing with this problem. And it's
absolutely.
Actually, mobile gaming is an interesting thing to talk about. We were talking about this before. Let me see if I can pull it up. Percentages. So as far as I am aware of, like, the percentages of video game gender statistics. So from Statista, the split is 54% male and 46% female. That's pretty even. Like, that's, like, not that's not like a 70-30 split. That's, like, almost even, right? And a lot of the problems, I think, too, have to come from, like, people judging mobile games. So, Ninilak, you bring up, like mobile games, and mobile games are games, right? There are a lot of people out there who are like, mobile games aren't real video games. If you're just playing Candy Crush, you're not a real gamer and stuff like that. But Ninilak in the chat, you're a fucking game dev, okay? And I imagine that you, out of all people, would be like, mobile games are games too. Like, someone took their fucking time to make this game. And I know that, like, mobile games tend to be a little bit exploitative in the way that they get money from people. That's a whole separate conversation, and it's worth having. But, like, a lot of women play mobile games, and because people don't see mobile games as real gaming, like, they think, like, oh, like, you're not a real gamer unless you're, like, fragging dudes and COD and all that stuff. Like, you're not a real gamer. Yeah. And it's like you guys don't understand that, like, we make up a large portion of the gaming community, and yet y'all fucking shit on us because a lot of us do play only mobile games. And I wonder if there are any women in the chat or femme presenting people or anything that fits anyone that fits that description. Do you like have what is your idea on like mobile games, and how do you feel about them? Because there is like a lot of ideas that they're just not real games. But I'm curious like how people feel about mobile games, because honestly like a lot of women I feel that don't move on from mobile games to something different. They don't like get a Switch or something, you know, they don't like, and
it's like a game is a game, dude. Even if you're playing with my heart, that's a game. You're a gamer. So fuck you, right?
But I'm trying to figure out, if people don't qualify mobile games as games, what the hell are they? Like, what are they qualified as? I am crushing it at Candy Crush, okay? I'm like level 700 something. It's my goddamn stress relief. That's my game when I'm not, you know, at my PC.
Yeah.
But what the hell would it be qualified as? I think if it's developed by someone for the purpose of entertainment, it's a goddamn game. Doesn't matter what platform it's on.
Yeah. Does it use coding? Does it use graphics?
Yeah, all my fun, like, was it Dream Daddy or whatever, all that shit, mobile games, that's a game.
You know,
my visual novels.
You know what's not a video game? Checkers. Checkers is not a video game. You know why? Because it's not video. Like, it's a game, but it's not a video game. But yeah, it's just like really fucked up that there are so many of us. There's so many of us
to gatekeep always.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, and I
now imagine if we are represented at the very same level.
Yeah.
What a world that would be.
Oh yeah, where's that lovely list of the top Twitch streamers? Where's that lovely list? Let's see how many of them are women. Top Twitch streamers by follower count. Let's go by that. The list can change when it comes to subs, but when it comes to the top streamers, according to Business Insider, due to follower counts, Ninja 14.7 million, Dr. Lupo 3.5 million, Daquan 3.7, Dr. Disrespect.
Who?
Oh, that canceled ass motherfucker.
3.7 million.
You got no channel no more.
Summit1G 3.9, Tim the Tapman, Riot Games, that's just a straight up game company. Dakota's, I don't think Dakota's okay, it's a male. Myth, okay, and then Shroud and Tifu. Literally no women on that list.
So when people say that females are stealing viewers, where are they going?
I wonder.
Which females are getting these viewers?
Where are they?
Like, it's absolutely laughable.
They're being launched into space right now.
Yeah, Quinn has abducted all of your viewers. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
Delete your account, please.
Might as well uninstall everything now.
But like, that's a legit thing that people fucking say, is that like, yes. oh, you only have so many viewers because you're pretty, or you only have so many viewers because you have tits, and it's like, you guys don't really know what goes into streaming, do you? Like, streaming is a fucking hard thing.
Panic attacks I have before goddamn pressing live. I'm literally with my head down on my keyboard going, you can fucking do this. Just get through it. Just turn the camera on, smile, and get through it. And I'm just like...
Continue, sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's totally fine. It's just like... We don't just sit here like, all right, let's go, let's hit live, everything is gonna be great, and views are gonna come because I'm just sitting like this and you know, and playing my game. See, I'm a girl gamer. No, fuck you. Honestly.
Yeah.
I wear diapers.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I was just like, I ain't judging.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what you need. That's what you need.
Yeah. Whatever helps you hit that go live button.
But that's a relatable thing. That's a relatable thing. I talk to my streamers sometimes about that. I'm just like, oh god, I get really nervous still. And I've been doing this for 2.5 fucking years, and I still get really fucking nervous. And it just, and I think for a lot of people, I don't necessarily have this particular experience as much, because I feel pretty competent in dealing with trolls at this point and letting them just kind of like slide off my back. But I know people who just don't fucking do it anymore because they can't take the garbage that just comes into their chat. You know, like whether it's racist garbage, whether it's sexist garbage, whether it's homophobic garbage. There are some people who literally get pushed out of doing this because they just cannot stand to be fucking abused anymore. And it's like, we can have mods and that's great. And I'm glad that Twitch is doing, at least, I mean, like with the IP bans and stuff, that's great, you know, like that gets rid of like the trolls that are just, you know, 14-year-olds who don't know how to use it, like, you know, programming and shit. But still, it's like there are just people who have been pushed off this platform because they don't feel safe as the kind of person they are, and that is absolutely appalling when it comes to this industry that prides itself in being the industry that's for, you know, that's inclusive to everybody, or, you know, inclusive to people who have felt rejected and all that. Like, it's just it's absolute garbage. Like,
what was the whole motto that Twitch was going with? I remember at TwitchCon last year, it was all about like, we are all Twitch or some shit like that. And it's just like, you make a very good point that so many people have been pushed off this platform because they can't take the trolls. You know, luckily I don't get too many trolls, but I am also unforgiving and I show no mercy. You say anything remotely sexist or just plain rude to me or my chat, you're fucking banned. I'm not giving you a timeout. I don't have time to waste. I have games to play. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I see people, oh, you know, they're just messing around. I'm just like, at what point do you excuse that? And at what point do you what point do you draw a line? And you obviously hear, where it's the internet, you just have to have a thick skin if you're going to be doing something like streaming. And, you know, luckily I'm someone who takes criticism quite well. I, in fact, welcome it. However, if you're being a rude ass little bitch, then no, I'm not going to be putting up with that, and I don't think others should.
No.
And even like, oh, thank God that moderators are there. I'm just like, they're having to see that too.
Yeah.
And that exposes, that type of verbiage is also exposed to your chat, and you don't know, you know, what age groups you have watching you either.
You're gonna say something, Gwen?
Like, yes. Like, just like talking about like just feminism and femme presenting people, and like keeping in with that intersection. And like sometimes I feel like there's a lot of shit that I deal with as a Black female presenting person on this platform. I've been streaming here for 2 years at the end of August. Every single stream I've ever had, I've had a racist troll or a sexist troll. I have trolls nonstop, and it's insane. No matter how many moderators I have, no matter how many like bots, like pre-terms that they can catch, none of that, it still happens. And like, it's really, really deteriorating to your mental health when you can't just exist.
Yeah.
I just want to exist. But there's just something, and like when I using and being queer and like using like the LGBTQIA tag, it's scary to me, because it's like I want to be like, look, this is who I am, and bring on people and like, hey, we can be friends. But also there's people on this platform who literally seek out people who look like me, who use these tags to just attack me. And I just like, I think once a month I just have one day where I just break down, and I'm just like, why am I even doing this? And it's because I want to, because I want the games. My mods, I just want to give a shout out to my mods, wherever they may be. I think Zombie might be around, but like they're just always there and listening and helping me and doing these things, because it's exhausting to mod for a female presenting streamer, but also to be Black and queer. It's just like, thank you. And it sucks, and Twitch needs to do better at protecting us, because the IP bans is something that needs to happen. All of this shit is just, I'm gonna start crying.
Oh my god. Feel free, if you got to, go for it.
It just makes me really fucking mad.
Yeah.
I get so mad, because I feel like I hate that when it's just like, when you talk about it on Twitter and stuff, and people are just like, get thicker skin, or like get more mods, or do this or do that, or followers only, but then you put on followers only mode, and they're just like,
people
we don't
give a
want
shit
to
for that.
raid, right? We don't want to raid streamers who have followers only on. We don't want to like do any of that, like, and it's just like, how can I even grow? It's just like all these things just set up to like keep you down and leave you out, and it's just like, Twitch just needs to do better. I don't know what else to do but not stop, and it's shitty. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I'm so sorry to hear the fact that you need like an army of mods, and the fact that you're having these breakdowns every month, because no one should have that. Absolutely no one should have that.
This should be
does
fun.
not matter how you represent yourself, what you identify as. There's just absolutely no excuse. And the thing that bugs me the most about Twitch is why it's very much a love-hate relationship with this platform for me right now. Where I love streaming because I love the people that I have met. I love the fact that I'm able to talk with you, Quinn, and get to know you today. But the fact when Twitch comes out and say, we see what's going on, I'm like, what's your action plan? We have seen companies that come forth, they say, we see what is happening, here is what we're doing. We've had that one post from Twitch. Okay, cool, we saw that. What are you doing? Okay, well, we started banning people. What are the next steps? This does not end with a couple people being banned and investigated.
Yeah.
Even though some may require more investigating, blah, 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 doesn't mean you can't say, hey, this is what we are concretely going to be doing. A big thing is people creating these racist, just discriminatory usernames.
Yep.
Right?
There are so many websites that have a block on that. What is so hard about Twitch putting some sort of algorithm into that?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. And it just, for me, it's hard because it just feels, it feels like they are competent in doing this, but they just don't, you know, because like they've got web developers, they've got people who can put this shit together.
They can create new channel point shit for us apparently in a day.
Yeah, yeah, that's, oh my god, like they'll just roll out like new features, but like every time they roll out new features, there's like, oh, in Twitter there's always so many comments that are like, well, what are you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do about this? Because we've been talking about it forever.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's just like I don't know if it's me just, you know, trying to read into this because I'm just so angry, but it's like, I feel like they're pushing out this stuff and it's kind of like burying stuff underneath. I'm like, I still want to dig deep into what happened in June and what's been happening for such a long time that people have been dealing with, because it's not something that just started.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really admired about Mixer was how safe it felt.
Like
I didn't stream there, but I know you did.
Yeah, there were some trolls, but the thing about Mixer is that because it was so small, they responded to reports like that. Like, it was like, I report somebody, next 24 hours, like within the next 24 hours, I got some sort of email saying that they saw it and that some sort of action was taken. They wouldn't tell me what it was, but like, there was just some kind of fucking communication. But like, I don't think that we actually get communication when it comes to reports.
I've never gotten anything, and I've reported so many people in my 2.5 years here. And not a single report, even general support. I haven't heard back.
Like, even and like Blizzard can eat my fucking asshole. I hate Blizzard, but even Blizzard does that. When you report somebody in Overwatch, you're gonna get some sort of email within next a day or 2 days, maybe even 3 days or so. That's just like, hey, we saw your shit. An action was taken. Cool,
Wow.
And it's like, cool, great. I don't know what action it was. I don't know, but that, like, the fact that there's some sort of email or whatever that is even trying to do this is like just roads ahead of where Twitch is right now.
Absolutely. And I feel with how huge Twitch has gotten, I mean, what other streamers, well, I guess Ninja, wherever he's roaming now,
What is as he said, like, what's happening?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna put my fucking money on him making a new platform. I'm putting my money on it because he can. And at this point, it seems like, and we're getting super off topic, but I just want to say it, we got time, but I think legit he's gonna make his own fucking platform because he had issues with Twitch and then like left for Microsoft and all. And I think at this point it seems like he has. Oh no! Oh no! It happened again. Greg.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, by the way, while we're here, we're doing a charity stream right now. We are raising money for the Loveland Foundation, which is an awesome organization that seeks to provide low cost and affordable therapy and culturally significant and conscious therapy to Black women and girls. Definitely check out the information. Oh, thanks for this with the host, Quinn. Thank you. And then you can donate Loveland to get the donation link, and our incentive so far, we're $10 away from a community Mad Lib. Those are always super fun. And then at $100, Quinn's gonna do some bars. I'll do some beatboxing to accompany. And then at $150, we'll do I'll read chat messages for a couple of minutes or so. Oh, not read them, but I'll sing them. I'll improv and sing them a little bit. $200, we'll do a My Immortal dramatic reading. We have a couple of chapters picked out from My Immortal for a dramatic reading. And then at $250, we'll do a $20 Steam card giveaway for anybody who is in the chat now. And yeah, that's what we're here for. We're talking about sexism in gaming. This is CtrlAltQuin. This is GreyEyesPlays, and we're raising money for the Loveland Foundation. Yeah,
tell your mom,
tell your
friends,
your grandma,
tell your dog, tell your cat,
tell your UPS guy.
Absolutely.
Oh God, My Immortal, no, please. Nin, I know.
Oh.
And thank you so much.
I read some of it today, and I just like started drooling. I'm like, ugh. As a brain oozing kind of drool,
just this fucking fanfiction. And do you know like this the story of it? Do you know why it exists in the first place? Okay,
why?
So the girl who wrote it because she specifically was trying to gain some sort of audience to help her find her long lost brother. Like this is like movie shit. Like that's like the plot of a movie, that a young girl is trying to find her long lost twin brother, and she writes a terrible fan fiction that's just stupid and problematic in a lot of ways, and it gains such a fucking following that she's able to like reach out to people and meet up with her long lost brother because this. Like,
wait, so she met up with him?
I think so. I don't remember.
That's all I want from the story.
But
they
like,
kiss when they met.
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't be surprised, but like it's just like a weird. It's just a it's just its origin story, and I think some people feel betrayed by that origin story, but I think it's badass. Like,
I think it's awesome. Make something so bad it gains a cult following.
Yeah, and then you use like using that following to just like reunite you with your family. Like,
I mean,
fucking
that's
hilarious.
wholesome shit for me.
That's pretty wholesome. I agree. But yeah, that's what we're up to today. We're raising money, so fuck yeah. Let's help people get some therapy, because like, fuck.
Boy, do we need it.
If they're, oh my god, we all need some therapy. Like, we can have a whole conversation about fucking access to mental health services and how it's so fucking abysmal in our country. And
it's
like,
terrible.
Like, it's, you know, suicide rates are going up. That's fun. Like, you know, but regardless, staying on the topic though, like, yeah.
My therapist, my like therapist when I was like in high school, he's not my therapist anymore, and he drives a cabrio, and I see him all around the town.
Grandpa Option.
Talk to him.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much for the $25, Grandpa Option. Continue your story, Quinn, and then we'll do a Mad Lib.
My therapist is all around the town. That's it.
Wait, what? Your therapist is what?
All around town.
Oh, like you just run into your therapist all the time, like your old therapist?
Yes.
Oh, that must be awkward.
But it's just like, I think here in Pennsylvania, there's like a 3-year rule. After you leave therapy, you can, like, if you see your therapist, you can talk to them if you see them in public, but you have to talk to them first.
Right.
They can't just go up to you and be like,
how you doing?
Sup, gamers? What's going on?
Here. Sup, gamer? Guys, let's get that 100.
Fuck yeah, let's get that 100. We gotta hear Quinn do bars. We gotta have Quinn do bars.
I want to dance.
Yeah.
And Grey's gonna dance.
And I'll do the beatboxing. I'll do the boots and catsing. All right, so this Mad Lib, get your typing fingers ready. And if there's a lull in chat, I'll ask y'all two for words, but we'll get the words from chat. Let's do moon facts. Facts about the moon. Let's learn about the moon. Okay, so what I like to do is just ask for a whole bunch of the same type of word, and then just fill in as many until I don't need that type of word anymore. So adjectives, describing words. An adjective that describes a word, like exciting. That's a perfect word. That's a perfect adjective. It describes a noun. It's like the word sweaty or covered in jizz. I guess it's an adjective or something. Is covered in jizz an adjective?
That's a phrase.
That is a phrase that describes a person. Okay.
True.
All right.
So the chat picks.
Yeah. Here, give me 2 adjectives.
Greg, you go first.
Ooh.
An adjective is a person, place, or a thing, right?
Or no, I think that describes a person, place, or a thing. You're fine. You're fine.
I got you. A descriptive word.
Yeah.
Lazy.
All right. Okay, you got one, Quinn?
Creamy.
Yes. All right. Can I have some nouns? Just people, places, and things.
Grandpa.
Do you have a noun? Here, wait. Did that work? Quote ad covered in jizz. Okay, yeah. Streamlabs.
Ravioli.
Okay. Oh, wait. I think. Wait, Matthew. I think it's exclamation point ad quote. Or am I high? I don't know. I'm not high, but like, I'm trying to figure out how to do quotes. Is covered in jizz an adjective? Pingus. We all like a good pingus. Pingus is off right now, Ninilak, because we're busy. We're talking about sexism and gaming, so we're not doing pingus.
Guys, if we get to $5,000, if we get to $1,000 raised, I think we're gonna have like a special TwitchCon in the Midwest somewhere.
Ooh,
and you'll get a special invite.
Fuck
You'll
yeah.
be VIP at it.
Party at Cat's house.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Why are you doxing her?
I have a fire pit now, and we can have parties in the backyard. I'm so excited. All right, wait. Ravioli is a good noun. Okay.
I had ravioli for dinner.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's fantastic.
All right.
Whole Foods ravioli.
If we get to 2000, we get Pingus back. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not gonna mention the fact that Pingus is still here in some form. Okay, let's see. Give me some more nouns. Give me some more nouns.
Church.
Church, okay.
Hospital.
Hospital.
I feel like I need a hospital. I'm sweating so much.
It's the Rona. Surprise! It's coronavirus. This is how I joke about the coronavirus. I've been so fucking scared of it for the past 3 days.
I was talking with my boyfriend. I'm just like, you know, the only reason I'm like not losing my shit completely is the fucking memes. I just look at memes all day. I'm like, it's not so bad. Everything's on fire. Where's the fucking asteroid?
Yeah.
Asteroid. There's a noun.
Asteroid. Fuck yeah. Here. Wait. Okay, I'll do that as a plural noun. Okay, give me a verb that ends in S. Like jizzes. or I don't know, some other fucking
Caresses.
Ooh.
Jack off.
Okay, wait.
Is that a noun?
Jack's off. Wait, Jack's off. Okay, I got caresses. How about here, wait. Person in room. Perfect. We got Quinn. And we got Gray. And then give me some more plural nouns.
Plural nouns.
Plural, more than one.
Moldy
Hi, Enoch. Oh, moldy cheeses.
Moldy cheeses.
Bean boozles.
Bean boozles.
Cum drops. Ew.
Hi, cabbages.
Dick cheeses.
Dick cheese. Here, we'll do, there's one that's part of the body, so we'll do dick cheese. I mean, it's part of the body until you remove it from the body, I guess. Gross. Oh, yeah, Enoch, we're talking about, sexism in gaming, Enoch. Do you have any insights about it as
right.
as someone in your particular position? And also, we are raising money for the Loveland Foundation, which is an organization that seeks to create more access to culturally competent therapy for Black women and girls. So we have already raised $80. What? Cam Dizzle, thank you so much for the $15. I'm so happy. Thank you, Cam. I hope you're having a fantastic day, Cam. Thank you so much.
$20
more, and Quinn will do bars. Y'all gotta get the bars happening. Okay, so here's moon facts. Are you ready about to learn about the moon? Let's learn about the moon. Okay. Even though the moon first appears as a saucy slice of light and finally becomes a full ravioli, it doesn't change its gorilla. The moon looks as different as the lazy sun illuminates its different asteroids. The moon caresses around the Earth once every 69 days. If the moon were to be seen next to the Earth, it would look like a tennis church next to a bowling church. Could you imagine church that happens in a bowling alley?
I don't want to be part of that church.
More to church if I could play bowling.
That'd be awesome. Like
bowling church.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
And like just all the pins would be my sins.
Oh my god, that makes it so much better than Confession, being locked in that little box with that priest.
Yeah, you just put all of your sins on some bowling pins and you just knock them away.
Oh, there'll be a lot of pins, but we get through them.
All right, in 1969, Quinn and Gray from the Apollo coronavirus
Sounds right.
were the first human moldy cheeses to set Dick Cheese on the moon. Many historians and cum-drops believe this to be the most creamy achievement in the history of the hospital. And you have now learned about the moon. Aren't you so smart? Y'all learned so much about the moon.
I brought all the Dick Cheese to the moon.
Just like, I'm just imagining like a fucking like cheese wheel just.
I do that. I'm someone who deeply, deeply loves cheese and everything around cheese, but y'all just fucking killed it.
What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Oh gosh, I love goat cheese.
Ooh.
I love goat cheese and aged cheddars. I'm recently really enjoying English coastal cheddar.
Ooh, I haven't had that before.
So fucking good. I'm that person at like Trader Joe's. I'm like, what cheese are we gonna try with my wine?
I love that.
I'm a basic cheese bitch.
So,
like what kind?
Nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that.
I like Colby cheese.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah, girl.
Yeah, Colby cheese is great.
That's my cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like pepper jack for a little bit of spice.
When you're feeling saucy.
It's just thinking about cheese. It's really working.
Have you had Colby Jack, Ninilak? Because Colby Jack cheese is a combination of Colby cheese and pepper jack, or is it pepper jack or is it something different? But like Colby
Jack.
Never heard of that cheese. That's fine. I don't know how to explain Colby cheese to you. It's just a cheese.
It's a white cheese.
Yeah, it's just.
It's really good to melt.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I really love like cotija cheese. Have y'all had that before? Like on tacos? It's like
yes.
Yeah, it's like a it's like very like feta, but it's like a Mexican cheese, and it's so good on tacos and shit. I love it. It's delicious. But yeah, we're talking about sexism in gaming today. So that's always a fun topic.
And cheese.
Sexism and cheese.
I mean, sometimes it just comes together. Yeah, queso fresco.
Oh, cheese is also a fun topic. Yeah, you can't go wrong with cheese. Like everyone
It softens the blow.
Can we talk about how in all fighters, like women don't have like armor on?
Oh my god!
Oh,
apparently
yeah.
they their armor.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's I'm all about like if you want to design a character how you want to design it, fine, but like shit, this armor that they give female characters in video games, that won't do fucking shit, you know?
Right?
Like,
have you noticed in like MMOs, if you're leveling up to like this awesome armor, it's just like the dudes are gonna have this like huge set of armor, and then the chicks are gonna be like, here's this tiny little corset and maybe like a piece of armor here, and then that's about it. I'm like, but why?
Yeah, you know what game does female armor very well?
Pasties.
Monster. Could you imagine just like pasties that like were like a force field, like you just wear them
It's
and
the
then
premium item.
and then like you're fighting and like someone tries to hit you and it's like, oh haha, you've hit my pasty force field. Oh my god, but like that's such a legit thing though. Like they make these armors for women, and I think one of the games that has done this very well actually is Monster Hunter World. Like Monster Hunter World has amazing female armors, and they're like not they're still I think they're still like attractive looking,
yeah.
but from you know, masculine to feminine, they don't change the style of the armor that much. It's like you have a set, like a Tobi Kadachi set that's masculine, a Tobi Kadachi set that's feminine, and it's still they're still very similar in how they're designed, but like, and you'll still have like every once in a while like the crop top kind of thing, but it still doesn't feel as like as like just overtly sexualizing for no reason. And the game itself, I mean, the game itself understands what the fuck it is. It understands that it's like about, you know, strong ass fucking humans taking down huge monsters. Like they're not gonna fucking try to sit here and convince you that like this little bit of fabric around your boobs is gonna fucking protect you from a large monster.
Like, the people who built the games that we grew up on are the people who are in power now and created this industry from scratch that produced all these conventions and shit with all this toxic stuff that's being exposed.
Yep. God, just it's so hard.
Off with the heads.
You know, actually, I was thinking about this earlier today. And we're talking about like we're moving back to the idea of like online games, and let's talk about like online games like Overwatch, Valorant, like games like that. These games feature very strong women characters.
Hell yeah.
Like you know, fucking Farah and Mercy are gay together. Like, you know, fucking Soldier. Wait, is Farah and Mercy being gay? Like, is that like a canon, or is that fanon? I don't know.
I've seen lots of like porn with all the Overwatch characters, like doing some shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's real or anything. I just know that I jerk off to it.
Well, like there's a streamer, I don't know if you know who she is, Faria. Are you familiar with her? She's like a really famous like Farah main. And so like her emotes at one time were like Farah and Mercy, but I don't know if that was because her ex-girlfriend was a Mercy player or something like that. I don't know, but as far as I've seen, like there's like at least fanon or headcanon or whatever that's like you know, Mercy and Farah being together, and then like Tracer's gay, and then Soldier 76 Soldier 76 is gay, and like we have these games that feature these amazing like female characters. Like Farah's badass. Like I love Farah so much, and like there's like these amazing badass characters. And while like the Valorant character, I've been playing a lot of Valorant lately, and while the Valorant characters are kind of like, they're a little bit boring. It kind of feels like they're trying to take ideas from Overwatch instead of making up their own ideas, you know? It still features like these really awesome badass characters, like Raze, you know? Raze is just fucking like like, you know, she's on rollerblades and she's throwing bombs everywhere. She's fucking awesome, and they have their own like voice lines. They're like them being agents, you know, like making decisions, and them having their own like ideas about the world. But then like you'll play these games, right? And I've literally had this conversation when I was playing Overwatch before. I've literally had this conversation with a fucking troll in my chat who would like get in, you know, be all like, you're a girl, you're not good at this because you're a girl, all these things. I'm like, you're playing a game with badass female characters and you don't understand the irony of like you coming in here and hating on me because I'm a woman, but like you're playing a girl character right now, or I'm pretty sure that you've played a girl character, and it's like girls are only supposed to exist if they are letting themselves be controlled. Like like literally they don't care about the women who are playing the game. They don't care about like the human women who have lives and feelings for playing the game. They only care about the fact that like, well, you know, like I can play a girl in this game, sure, but like I'm in control, right?
Girl.
Yeah, like I'm in control of this female character. Like I'm the one who's playing, you know. And it's like the cognitive dissonance of just seeing, and that's kind of brings me back to like that whole idea that like we can go see a movie where it's like, oh, girl boss, or like, you know, we see some sort of marginalized person like rising to the top and getting what they deserve. But then when we go out into the world and we start to experience the culture, it's like a completely different animal. It's just a completely different situation, and that what is happening in that movie isn't what just happens in the world a lot of times. And it's just like, it's just absolutely laughable to me that these guys are playing a game featuring, you know, diverse, inclusive characters, and they still have some Overwatch still has some ways to go before they really have inclusion in their characters.
Is a good example.
Yeah,
of
Apex.
In characters.
Yes.
Yeah, like you know, those characters are badass, and like and it's just awful that like not even the characters that people make to try to find representation or to tell somebody else's story, you know, that's not the same story that we hear over and over again. Even those characters still don't do a lot for us, for at least for the people that we're trying to like get to understand this, right? Like it doesn't do a lot to like change their minds, because especially with a video game, like they can choose Mercy and they're in control of Mercy. But like if Mercy came out of the fucking game and you know, was just doing her thing and, you know, turns him down for sex or whatever, then like then he'll be fucking pissed at her, right? You know, it's just it's so hard to see that kind of shit where it's just it's yeah. And I was actually gonna bring up a different thing, but when we were talking about Twitch earlier, and like how Twitch will come out with, you know, different tweets like, oh, we see you in this situation and we want to help you and all that. Can I just remind everybody that literally every tweet that Twitch makes in regards to whatever the fuck, Twitch can literally tweet, I farted, okay? And the comment section will be full of people who are just like hating on Alinity, okay?
Always.
Yes.
Always. And like
every single time.
Oh, I'm so fucking sick of it.
I can't say, obviously, I don't agree with, you know, the things she's done, but you gotta move past it.
Yeah, because she can't even move past
ban
it.
her, you gotta...
It's because they hate women so much. I don't know why some of these heckin' dudes on this platform just hate women. Why do y'all hate women? You don't want to see the nipples. You don't want to nothing. You just, anybody who is female presenting, you want to fight them.
Because they're gonna sue them, because then they get sex addicted from fapping too much to all the lady streamers.
I'm so sorry you jerk off to me. But I'm not. Subscribe to Twitch Prime.
That's a thing.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my gosh, that's a fucking thing. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that situation. So there, and this guy is known for making just bullshit. Like he's just suing people for fun. Like this guy has just sued people for no fucking reason before. Okay, now for those of you who don't know, there's a man recently who decided that he was going to sue Twitch. Why? Because Twitch refuses to ban the thoughts on the platform, and this man follows 738 women on Twitch. No men whatsoever, and he follows 738 women on Twitch, and he is blaming the platform and he is blaming the women for his sex addiction and his inability to control his money and where it goes. He is acting like these women are literally taking their hands, putting them through their fucking computers, grabbing their collars, and shaking them down for money. No, these men choose. These 10 men make choices to support these women on the platform. Now, if you do have some sort of sex addiction, if you do have some sort of problem that results in you like just not necessarily not wasting money, but like just allocating your money to Twitch streamers and not, I don't know, a fucking hobby or something. Like, if you have a problem that badly, you need to remove yourself from the platform and get that shit figured out.
Dude, Twitch should just be like, you know what? We will settle if all the funds we give to you goes to therapy for you.
Yeah.
Like, because this isn't our fault. This is your problem, but you're blaming us, but we still see you.
Yeah.
That's my level of pettiness.
Yeah.
You're going to try and sue me because you can't stop jerking off.
Yeah.
Because you sexualize everything you see.
And like, I don't
go all the way to hell. Go all the way to hell.
Like,
I don't got no sympathy.
I can empathize with the idea that like there are things in our life that we have a hard time controlling. I smoke a shit ton of weed, okay? Like there are just things like in my life that I have a hard time controlling. But like I'm not going around to like, you know, YouTubers or whatever and being like, I think that you smoking pot is really triggering for me to smoke pot, and so I think that you should stop doing it or give me money because of the emotional damages that you have put on me as a creator because I can't stop smoking weed. And it's like, that's not how that shit works, right? That's just like, I got my own shit to deal with, and that's just how that is. Like, I don't need to blame anybody else. Like, maybe, I don't know, it's my parents and bullies or something, like for that particular issue. But and so it's just, yeah, there's no accountability in that situation. There's no like understanding that like you don't just get to have like, and this is a lot. How much money is it? How much money is this guy suing?
Wasn't it like 25 million or some weird amount like that?
Guy sues Twitch. Is it 25 million? Yeah.
I think it's something like that.
Why do you deserve $25 million? Why? What did you do to deserve $25 million from a platform that just allows women to be on it?
Like, his PP got chafed. He needs to repair it.
Like I'm sure he hasn't spent 25 million on Twitch streamers. Like, so where is this coming from? Emotional damages? Shit, that shit is already fucking there. Twitch just gave you a place to like, you know, Twitch just gave you a place to enable it, you know, and to feed it. But your problems were already there, and Twitch did not create those problems, right? Your problem with seeing these women as and Twitch and like the whole part of it as something like that is exploiting you and is like literally like shaking you down for money. That's like not an accurate representation of what these people are doing, and you do not deserve $25 fucking million just because you have a problem with impulse control. I you know, I
if
can.
that was the case, I would sue I would sue Adam Driver.
You're too fucking sexy. Give me money.
I hate it that you're so tall and average looking that it thinks. Pay me. Can't control it.
Oh God. I don't know what to say about shit like that sometimes.
Like, it's gotten to the point so much with just 2020 in general just being a horrendous shitstorm where I see headlines like that, I'm like, all right, what next?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even fucking surprised. I'm like, I'm so sick and tired of seeing this shit on here. I'm just like, I think I'm just so numb where I'm just by default angry and fed up, and then I just don't feel sorry for that shaped little dick. I just don't.
Yeah, it's just there are just worse things in the world, aren't there?
Yes.
There are worse fucking things in the world than a woman being on a fucking camera on a live streaming website with like this much of her boobs showing and making like $200-$300 at a stream. Like, that there's more fucking important shit in life to worry about. Like, maybe instead of trying to shake down like this company for money that you are not entitled to, maybe start, I don't know, like a sex addiction nonprofit. Something like that. Start talking about systemic issues around lack of access to therapy, lack of access to like to helpful therapy that people can use for sex addiction. So, start your own, like, find somebody who is willing to facilitate and start your own support group. But no, you are pushing the problem.
Or buy a fleshlight.
Yeah.
Raise money for a fleshlight.
Just start streaming.
And it just disappears.
Just start streaming and put on the top of your fucking thing. It's like the donation goal for my fleshlight and my anime body pillow.
Hey, I mean, people will make mad bank off of that, guaranteed.
Seriously.
Oh god.
Kat, you brought up something interesting where I was gonna mention this earlier, but where you say women are gonna sit, turn on their camera, and they're going to make money.
Oh.
And a lot of, critique that people can get. I'm like, well, if you don't want people commenting on your body, maybe turn off your camera. Like, why should I have to turn off my camera when men can just sit there in their goddamn tank tops or whatever the hell they're wearing and be perfectly fine?
Yeah.
But God forbid we turn on our webcams and we sit normally, politely playing a game, and they're like, well, you're getting so many viewers because you look nice. And I'm just like, okay.
But it's also that voice thing, right? Because, like, even if you don't have your camera on, and when I play Overwatch competitive on this stream, I don't even have my camera on, but people hear my voice on the stream, and they're still sexualizing me.
Yes!
Like, so what is it, though? But they're like, oh, like, the having voice chat on isn't anti-women, it's not like, it is!
It absolutely is.
Like, it's...
People will call phone sex operators, dude. Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just because... Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, continue. You're good.
And just because my voice sounds a certain way, or any of our voices sound a certain way, doesn't mean that it's our fault that you sexualize that.
Yeah. Like no one's going up to the fucking mic and is like, like no one's doing that right now.
Could.
Did you just press Q?
And you would donate to this.
yeah, if you want sex noises, donate to Love Light Foundation.
Donate it.
There you go. See if that does it for you. Donate it to a great cause.
Yeah, if we made you horny, you gotta donate now. like if you are boned right now because they're just simply lovely femme presenting people on this stream, you know what? As long as just if you got a boner just from us being here, give us money. Give us money.
If you got a boner, you owe us money. Right now.
Isn't that what they think of us anyway?
Well, and oh my gosh, legit, I stopped interacting with a guy. I was okay. And this has nothing to do with gaming, but like this is just more of the same boys will be boys kind of shit. I was seeing a guy in, my junior year of college or whatever, and we were seeing each other for maybe a couple of weeks, and it just never really worked out. I wasn't really too into him after a while, but like what really was the nail in the coffin for me when it came to like whether or not I actually liked him as a person, we legit got into a conversation about how he thinks that if he buys a woman a drink at the bar, that he is entitled to, go a little bit farther. That like, oh well, he took the time to come over here and like spend money on you, and so because of that, like he gets to get it in, or he gets to touch you somewhere, because like, oh, his poor wallet, like.
Well, I'm sorry if you're thinking you're entitled. Spending a little bit of money, I don't know, you got some money issues too if you're, thinking you need something like that, or,
Yeah, what the fuck? That dude, take your whole fucking butter nipple Bahama mama, shove it up your ass and go to hell.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
It's like, you know what gets you laid, honestly? just being a nice fucking person and like asking, and if they're not into it, then you just leave them alone, you know, like
Yeah.
but like what gets you laid is being confident and being willing to be wrong and being you know, open and honest, and like you're not every person that you buy a drink is gonna want to do that with you for whatever the fucking reason that they want that, and they're totally valid in that. And like when you approach these situations, I feel like when you approach these situations with the expectation that this woman is gonna put out for you because you spent what, $20 on them, like for shots or whatever, like you spent like $20 on them. If you're going into an interaction making the absolute assumption that this person is just going to put out for you because they spent a specific amount of money, you're gonna have
I'm worth $20.
you're gonna have a less you're not gonna have a good like you're not having a good interaction with this person, right? Like you're not gonna have a connective experience with this person because you're already going in with it, like with the expectation that like if you pay for a drink that you're gonna, and part of it too is like you're buying them drinks which makes them drunk, which is like that starts to get into like no zone. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like the idea that people think that they could just buy us with drinks and that like we're just gonna just fucking, you know, sit down and just spread our lips at the bar, you know, like that's just that's just
Spread our lips? What? Like I felt that physically. I felt that. It's just like spread our lips. What the fuck?
I've literally never heard that.
Ah, my cabbages! Thank you so much for that $20 donation. It was 1998. We have hit the $100. Yes, I want to hear about the lips thing.
Oh, about the bars. Should I do a lips bars?
Yeah, let's talk about lips.
We're gonna talk about lips. You ready for the beatbox?
All right.
Ready
Wait,
to
but before we do that, by the way, for everyone who's just joining us or who have no idea what the fuck's going on, welcome. We are doing a panel talking about sexism in gaming. This is CtrlAltQuin. This is GreyEyesPlays. We're having a good time here. We've got some donation milestones here, and so we just hit our $100 milestone. So Quinn's gonna do some bars, I'm gonna do some beatboxing for a little bit, and then yeah, keep those donating coming. Oh Jesus, I'm just like throwing things everywhere. Keep those donations coming. They're going to a great cause to help Black women and girls get more access to therapy, and like therapy fucking rocks. Okay, more people need therapy, so we need to help. But Quinn, I love it. All right. Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right.
Just ready. Hold up, I'm not ready. I just gotta... Wait, doing that though.
Is it ASMR now?
All right, ready?
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about them lips at the bar. Spread them open like I'm Jafar, trying to find them Aladdin caves, getting all that treasure cause I'm depraved. Yeah, that's how you sound when you give girls drinks, is trying to pound. They're not gonna pound my hole. My hole is... Hey!
I'm so sorry.
My hole is selective. No. I'm very not giving my hole to everybody. I give my hole to somebody who wants it and who wants to treat it right and give me money because it's kind of tight. But if it was loose, we're still alright because we can live inside it, inside the hole. Thank you. $100 all night long. Stop laughing at me, Gray. I see you. It's making me laugh. It's making me laugh.
Just my face. Just my face.
That was beautiful. That was
Thank you.
beautiful.
That's my whole bars.
Thank you.
I felt like the next time in the millennia that I'm at a bar, I'm just gonna be envisioning that.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Every time you walk into a bar, just imagine Quinn doing some bars. Like, you can't go wrong.
Spread your lips.
Spread your lips, spread your
I was
lips.
so stuck on the. She's like, I don't go spread my lips on the bar. Like that's just the quote of 2020.
Like, forget spreading your legs at this point.
It's just like literally like.
It's just like. Welcome.
Like fucking like the little weird thing from Alien that comes out. Oh my god, can I just say something about the movie Teeth? Do you know what the movie Teeth is?
Oh god, I had to like watch it on a website. But
Okay.
yeah, I watched it.
Okay, can I talk about how I stan the movie Teeth? Okay, and here's why. All right. And it pisses me off. It's like I understand why, but like when guys bitch about this movie, it's a little grating because I feel like they don't understand what the movie's fucking about, right? So like, for those of you who don't know the movie Teeth, it's like a huge meme. Like, it was a huge meme back when it came out. And the whole point of the movie Teeth is that this girl has teeth in her vagina, okay? And what happens for those teeth to come out? Well, she gets sexually assaulted. So when she's got this guy's dick in her that she doesn't want to be there, the teeth come out and it's like chomp.
That she knows.
And people and like men get so uncomfortable by this movie, right? They get so uncomfortable, and it's like, you guys didn't even watch the movie, did you? Because frankly, I wish that all women had fucking teeth. Like, yeah, I wish that people with vaginas, or even fuck,
Wait, we
like,
don't all have teeth.
no, I mean, I wish that we can have some
lucky.
sort of, I wish that we can have some sort of like, you know, actual like thing in our body that responds to unwanted touch in that way. Like I feel like
I hope we evolve to that.
like, that'd be kind of
I
cool.
wish our voice was enough.
Yeah,
I wish our voice were our teeth.
yeah, like, you know,
Oh, it's poetic.
you know, it's like fucked up how it's just fucked up how like people get so like freaked out by that movie, but they don't understand like, why are those teeth there? Those teeth are there to protect her. Like, those teeth are there because she can't speak what she needs, and so like it takes care of her for her. And so like, for me, like, this movie is just like, wow, that's fucking awesome. Like, go you, because like, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people in the world who wish they can have something like that, or like wish they had something like that, you know, during whatever problem or issue that they had regarding that situation. And like it's, you know, it's definitely, it's like, obviously something like that doesn't exist, but the movie is just so, I just think it's so good. Like, I think the idea is so brilliant, and that like it starts to in that it makes men uncomfortable, right? And that it makes men feel uncomfortable about the idea that like, we could possibly have something inside of us that can hurt them. And then like, but like, the thing is, ultimately what they need to understand is that the reason why it was there was to protect her, and the reason why it was there was because it was there to take care of the problem when she didn't have the words for it. And I wish that we all had something like that could be a defense mechanism for us, and we really just don't. Like, we have to augment like how many I'm aware of the condom, Tom. I'm aware of the condom that has like the barbs in it, you know. It just sucks that we have to do that shit in the first place at the same time. Right. Like, we have to fucking buy condoms that, you know, are barbed, that, you know, get stuck on some guy's dick, or like, we have to carry things like mace. We have to carry things like, you know, some sort of some sort of weapon or whatever. And it's like, it just sucks that we have to do those things in the first place. And it kind of goes back to like the whole conversation about, you know, boys will be boys, and like, you know, what Quinn was saying about, you know, you just have to get a thicker skin. You just have to get a thicker skin. You gotta get better mods. You know, it's like, we shouldn't have to, right? Like, we shouldn't have to. And there are some important reasons why we should have good emotional resilience. I won't like discount that idea that we should have good emotional resilience as, you know, people who are public figures in a way. But at the same time, we shouldn't have to deal with these issues where we have to protect ourselves. Like I shouldn't have a channel in my Discord that is just for Jackbox codes because I can't trust regular ass people in my chat who are new, you know, to take a Jackbox code and to not be a fucking racist asshole. Like it sucks that I have to actually have that in place, that you know, sort of system in place that is annoying for me. And it's like, yeah, everyone has it, but like the problem is that it's just happening in the first place. It's just hard. It's hard because it's happening in the first place, and we shouldn't have to deal with that shit. We shouldn't yeah, and like Gray, like you
can't even play it anymore.
Yeah, it's I don't play it as much as I do anymore, and that's really why, is because it's just hard to deal with the back end of it. And like Gray, you're talking about like how you're wearing, you know, you're covering up and stuff, and you shouldn't fucking feel like you have to cover up just to feel comfortable. And even then, like when you do cover up, you still get garbage. You know, you shouldn't be having to deal with that problem. Like you should be, especially like since this is your stream and this is your place and this is your like your labor of love, you shouldn't feel like you have to censor yourself in any way, shape, or form that isn't part of the TOS.
Yeah.
Like that's just garbage. That's absolute garbage. And like how many male streamers have to deal with that kind of shit? Like how many of them have to worry about what they wear that day?
Zero. I've never been in a male streamer's stream where they comment on what they're wearing unless they're like literally wearing like a costume
or a
regular clothes
or something that says like something on it or whatever.
Yeah, never something to the point where it's just like, oh, you're looking good in that t-shirt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they probably get tons of comments and shit from other people in their DMs. They're just like, you're so this, you're so that, and they like take it and it just gasses them up further.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you look cute yesterday wearing your Nautica shirt.
And you know what? I wish there's
You look so cute wearing your FUBU collective.
You are so sexy with your Calvin Klein polo.
Like
oh shit, sorry. Okay, here you go.
Don't trigger me. Apparently Nautica is what did it this time. I'm like, what's the trigger word here? Nautica, everything under the sun. But yeah, I absolutely agree. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, it's just getting hotter here. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I think I may just shave my head.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I shaved my head.
I love that so much.
Do it. It's so freeing. It's like one of the most freeing things I've ever done in my life. Shave my head.
Yes.
I've considered doing that before.
Yeah. I just look like my dad.
Wear colorful wigs. Do whatever you want. You don't even gotta wear that. It's like it's so freeing. Just like you just do all these things. Your creativity just blows up.
Like, I used to get an undercut to the point where it's just like beyond buzz cut. My mom be like, why do you always get it so short? I'm like, because it's so nice, and I get to rub my hand on the back of my head and it feels so good. And then I put my hair up and I go driving and it's just, you know, a breeze on the back of my head. I'm like, but imagine it on your entire head.
Ooh, yeah. I remember when I had shorter hair, like I definitely loved just like the feeling of reaching back and just feeling like the tiny little hairs in the back. I loved that feeling for some reason. I don't know, but I'm kind of trying to go back to long hair for a little bit. I haven't gotten a haircut since like before COVID, and like maybe like 4 months before COVID. So I have not cut my hair at all, but like I'm trying to get longer. But like now that it's the summer, Now it's the summer, I'm like, oh god,
I hate it.
oh god. Bye, Ninalak. Thank you so much for stopping by. Always good to see you. but yeah. Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm seeing some new faces in the chat. Hello, welcome. My name is Kat Hapley. I'm a variety streamer. I focus a lot on flow arts, in particular. If you're interested in things like hooping, poi, light whipping, gloves, things like that, I do stuff like that on my channel. We also just have some interesting conversations. Part of why I stream is because I just love to connect with people, and I love to create spaces for people to come and feel like a little bit less alone. And on my channel, if you have ever felt like a mistake, don't worry, because here you're a happy mishap. And I hope you all are having a great night tonight. We are talking about sexism in gaming tonight, and we're also raising money for the Loveland Foundation, which is an organization that helps provide culturally competent and affordable therapy to Black women and girls, which is really important. Therapy is just like such an important thing for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people really need it right now. So please, if you can, help us out in supporting the Loveland Foundation. They've got an amazing cause. And thank you so much for that follow, Tiki Camp Podcast. Thank you. And yeah, do any of y'all since it's 9:13, how about we open up? Let's do do you guys need a break or anything? Do you need like a bathroom break or anything like that?
Yeah, I could take a quick break.
Okay, let's do a quick bathroom break. And then after that, let's do a Q&A. So y'all can do a bathroom break. I don't need one, so I'll just keep facilitating here. But y'all go do what you need to do, and then I'll kind of collect questions. So, all right, y'all. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask our panelists, our lovely people here? Things that we can talk about, things that you're interested about. Regarding sexism in gaming, if you have any like questions that you need better understanding about, or if you would like to hear one of us speak about a specific experience that we've had. What do you think about Final Fantasy 3? I don't know shit about Final Fantasy. Like I legit played like Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. What's that? Those are the only and I've also played Kingdom Hearts. So that's another thing that I played. That was Final Fantasy adjacent. Literally, I know Final Fantasy from Kingdom Hearts. I didn't learn about Final Fantasy from the actual games. I learned about Final Fantasy from Kingdom Hearts. What is the most outrageous sexism you've seen in a game? Okay, yeah, we could talk about like our most outrageous situations. And then, what's the worst stereotype for women in gaming? Okay. Yep. I do have, like a story of and this is somebody else's experience, and I won't say who it is just because it is their experience, but like, I got a story for y'all. It's like the only one with a female wait! No, because Final Fantasy X-2 was like 3 women, and like literally the whole thing was just, you know, you change your what's the word? You change your abilities based on your costume. I mean, like Final Fantasy X-2 had like 3 women characters as the main characters. It's okay, you're fine. No worries. But yeah, I don't play a lot of Final Fantasy. When it comes to games I play, lately I've been playing a lot of Valorant. I like Sea of Thieves. I like stuff that is multiplayer. Sea of Thieves I found to be a really fun multiplayer game that I really enjoy. And then I like business simulators as well. I do just like story. I do like enjoy like story games and things like that. I haven't played a lot of Final Fantasy is just not one of those games that you know what, it's like JRPGs are just not really my thing. I'm not really into JRPGs. And then like I don't really go toward RPGs in general. If I do go toward an RPG, it won't be in that kind of same realm of Final Fantasy, or it won't be in that kind of same realm as like it'll be more in the realm of like Fallout or something. But I even still don't play a lot of RPG games, to be completely honest with you. I have not played Skyrim or Morrowind. I think I actually played Morrowind when I was a kid, like earlier on in my life, but I don't remember shit from it. Happily D&D. You want me to play some D&D? Man, I'm like so nervous to play D&D because I'm just like nervous to like hold everybody up or not. And also my focus is kind of crappy, you know? So I'm always afraid that like they're going to go around they're going to go around the turns and then they're going to get to me and I'll be like, "What happened?" You know? Have I played Duke Nukem I've heard about that game though. I have not, but I've heard of it. I have certainly heard of it. It has sexist jokes everywhere. I'm not surprised. Just from the time period that it came from. I'm not surprised. Like it was Duke Nukem Forever was made like at least 10 years ago? Oh, it's like you've played. I've only legit played like maybe 2 hours of a role-playing game of that sort of type, and I just never had the right amount of, I just never had the right people, you know? I just never had the right people to where I felt like comfortable doing like improv stuff. So, yeah. What about Final Fantasy 13? You seem like you have some shit to say about Final Fantasy 13.
Like I mentioned at the start, sometimes I go off on really long rants. 13 is off. 13 and 15 are definitely on the topic, but I mentioned that Cabbages said, "What is the most outrageous sexism you've seen in a game?" I don't know if it's outrageous, but I would call insane fan service is in a Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy X-2, the sequel to 10, which is essentially like, what did someone call it? Spring Break Yuna. Yuna used to wear a nice long skirt, and now she wears booty shorts where her ass hangs out.
I fucking loved those outfits, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
like,
for someone who respected Yuna and loved how far she came, she comes back and I'm just like, the fuck is this? Me as a young, influential girl, I'm like, Yuna, what happened to you? Rika, why is your thong hanging out?
Oh, and that's probably a completely different experience than I have, because like, and you play the Final Fantasy games, I don't. So like, I think my first foray into Final Fantasy was actually Final Fantasy X-2, and then I played 10 afterward because I actually never finished 10 either, and the reason why I never finished 10 was because I got stuck on that stupid level where you're up in the airship and you're about to fight like the big monster or whatever.
Oh god.
And yeah. I hadn't leveled up my characters nearly enough. So I was literally like in a place in the game where I was absolutely stuck and I could not go anywhere else to go train. And the only thing that's next is a fucking boss battle that I cannot do. So I just gave up.
That happened too many times. I feel like that's the big thing that I've learned with Final Fantasy games is the importance of grinding.
Yeah, like literally if you see something to fucking hit it, because you need those experience points. Yeah. Like when you play Pokemon, stay in the fucking grass for a little bit, because like if you just start to go to the first gym or whatever, you're gonna be fucked. But like if you spend like 2 hours early game just leveling up all your shit, then you're just gonna you're gonna kill the game. Like you're gonna be, it's gonna be a breeze.
Exactly. Yeah. My god, don't you know, I enjoy challenge, I really do, but yeah, come on.
Yeah, difference between fan service and empowerment is actually a really good conversation to have. So we can talk about that. Yeah, most outrageous sexism you've seen in a game. What's the worst stereotype? Any other questions you guys want us to talk about? Most outrageous sexism in a game. I mean, there are just some games that are just like, that's like their whole thing, right? Like that's just their whole thing, like DOA, like Dead or Alive.
Yes, that's exactly. I'm like, what's that one game?
Yeah, like it's just like they're fighting and they've, you know, got like the skimpiest outfits in the world, and it's just obviously a very fan service game. And you know what? Like I try to make at least some room, because I understand that like people are are gonna want to. I
There's
understand
a market for it.
Yeah, there's a market for it, and I'm sure that there are some women out there who like to see something like that too. You know, like I like looking at anime titties. Like I bought fucking Honeycam Studio the other day because I'm a simple woman who likes anime titties and business sims. You know, so like that's fine. You know,
There you go.
but I think the hard part is just that, you know, you can create something that kind of lives in its own specific world, but then like the people who engage with that content or with that game or whatever just
Yeah.
don't have any critical thinking around like that's just how this world is, but it doesn't reflect how the world should be, or it or like, you know, like what it shouldn't reflect, like what people really it should people shouldn't think that that's real. You know, like people shouldn't think that that kind of world is real, you know. And I think there's something to be said about like you know, just people acting like this is how you are supposed to treat women, this is how women are supposed to act, and then like we're always just supposed to do something, right? We're always just supposed to do something other than like what we are or who we are. You know, we're always supposed to either dress less or dress more. You know, we're supposed to talk less, talk more. You know, just shit.
Where's our happy medium?
Yeah, I think Quinn's figuring out the camera, so we'll keep talking. But let's see. Are there any games that y'all would recommend for female or for? Okay, so like made by women, kind of like with the intent of. That's a good question. Do you know of any games like that?
One game that I really enjoyed about, not only is it about a female, but also touches upon mental health, is Grease. GRIS.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful platformer. Stunning artwork, beautiful story, and phenomenal soundtrack.
And then what was the other one? Journey. I know Journey.
Yes.
I know Journey had like a female executive, or let me see. Journey game. I think it was that the creative director was a woman. I forget. Let's see. Journey video game. I want to see who was directing it. So okay, so director was male, the producer of Journey is a woman. There are quite a couple of men on this list, but the producer of Journey was a woman. I remember seeing her like on some sort of weird thing. You crashed? All right, no worries, Quinn. No worries. Take your time. Unless you don't want to come back. You don't have to come back on if you don't want to. But if you'd like to, take your time.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, so I have not actually played Undertale. I actually haven't played that. Your studio helped on Journey. That's awesome. That's fucking cool. Yeah, I'm gonna Google this real quick. I'm gonna just see like.
I think if Quinn's in the sub room.
Oh, okay, cool. There we go. Hi, Quinn.
Yay!
Hello? Can you guys see me?
Hello.
We can hear you.
You can hear me. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I crashed. I don't know. Like, I wasn't even up here. I ate a chicken wing.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And got some sparkling water. And then I came back and I was just like, oh, I'm frozen.
Yep. That's what happened to me. I'm not touching anything as little as possible, and you know, it's fragile little thing that Discord is.
Yeah. Though I am quite much enjoying Discord and what it can offer me lately. I've been really into Discord.
Discord has been popping off.
It's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Especially with COVID. Like, you know, with Discord doing all that stuff with COVID and opening up the video channels and stuff, which I hope they just keep it open forever, you know, with more abilities. But yeah, Discord's been pretty great. I want to show you guys something. Did you know that Portal was designed by a woman? Did you guys know that?
I didn't. I've never played Portal.
Portal's really fun. Oh my god. Oh, ooh, Quinn. We gotta play a 2-player.
That's one of the
Portal
only games I haven't played. Like I own it. I played like a little bit of it, but I've never completed it. But it's just
oh my gosh, you have to.
That's awesome. That's fucking yeah. Kim Swift. Kim Swift designed Narbacular Drop. It was a fun. It was like a puzzle game. And so Kim Swift designed Narbacular Drop with help from DigiPen graduates. Actually, I used to have lunch with her. Is she cool?
What?
Wow.
Hey, no, that's fucking awesome. So, you know, this article is saying if you watch the Narbacular Drop gameplay, similarities between it and Portal are very apparent. Even the Portal colors are similar. And then after getting wind of Narbacular Drop, Valve hired Swift and the design team to bring Portal to life, and they did. And like,
wow.
Like how often do just random dude gamers just reference Portal? It happens a lot. Portal is just like a meme. Cake's a lie. Like now you're thinking with Portal shit like that. Like it's just a meme now. And it wouldn't be a meme. It wouldn't be such a big part of internet culture if it weren't for fucking Ken Swift. Like, right? You know?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
For Kim.
Oh, good. Yeah, good job, Kim. You did it. Like, that's fucking awesome. So, yeah, like that's just one of those things that you don't realize until you start looking into the information. Like, yeah, women are doing a lot for video games, and women are, and it's just awful that I feel so bad for these women in this industry who have to deal with men who abuse their power, and like, oh god, it's really sad.
And then men get opportunities right away.
Yeah,
men get opportunities despite the resume or the history that a female may have in the industry.
It's like there's just all these cultural things that we have to deal with. We have to deal with that just other people who aren't women just don't have to deal with. Like it's I don't know. I was gonna bring up so we asked chat for some questions that we can talk about. So what is like the most outrageous like sexism that you have seen in a video game, Quinn?
In a game? That's hard. That's hard because there's so much. The most outrageous. I don't know. I have to think about that more. I know that
this question,
Gray, as a huge Final Fantasy fan. Also, I don't know if you know this. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, Gray, but I just got this tattoo.
I saw. Yes, I did. I liked it on your Insta.
Thank you. It's synthetic. It's for my brother. But I feel like there's a lot of that in Final Fantasy.
Oh my god.
Sexism.
Yeah, tend to for sure because of I understand like the outfits are cute, whatever, but it could have been done in a better way because it was done in such a way that was, like Sailor Moon transformation.
Oh, see, I love that shit. I love that shit.
I think like when you look at it on its own, but coming from like playing Final Fantasy X that had this beautiful message about, a loss of faith and standing up beyond what you're taught to believe, and then doing what's right. And then literally you're like, whoa, that was such a good game with such a good message. And the sequel that I don't think was needed at all. Here they have skimpy outfits with weapons and going adventuring, hunting for spheres. But like some of it, I think I've just gotten so used to it with like the cleavage, the black mage that has, the big boobies and the tight outfit and all that, and I'm just like, Lulu, I appreciate you because you can crush anyone's head with your thighs. Like, I'm not gonna mess with you. You're a good girl. But
why does it have to be the thighs?
because they're strong. I mean, her boobs could. I mean, whatever body part you want. But no, I absolutely agree with you on that. There's, you know, even I would say even classes. How often would you find a male character as a white mage, as a healer?
Yeah.
By default.
Yeah, talk about Overwatch. Literally, like, if you sound like a girl in voice chat, they're like, why aren't you playing Mercy? You should be playing Mercy. Girls
You
are...
should be healing us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mamas. Give us that sweet little nip.
Fuck off, okay? Literally, sometimes women just want to sometimes we just want to just get frags, okay? Sometimes we want to be on the front lines getting frags. And you know what? If you want to go get frags, go get fucking frags. You don't need to heal anybody. Like if you don't want to play healer, fucking don't. Like there's a very specific type of person who likes to play healer. Let them do that. But there's like the idea that like we are here, that we exist to take care of other people. We exist to heal other people and to take care of other people and their problems. When it's like sometimes we just want to
frag dolls.
What?
Frag dolls.
What the fuck are those?
Frag dolls was like a group of girl gamers that essentially were booth babes.
Okay.
In like the early 90s.
Oh, Ubisoft. Oh, the Frag Dolls were a group of girl gamers recruited and employed by Ubisoft with the aim of promoting games made by Ubisoft, including through the participation in esports tournaments.
They're canceled now.
Yeah, it seems like it. And like yeah, it's definitely just like kind of like the Ubisoft version of like the Dallas cheerleaders or whatever. Like that's literally like, what they are.
Let's be inclusive in the most sexist way.
Yeah, it's like you're only worth something to the gaming community. It's like so fucked up. Like it just shows up like more. It just shows like more like more just kind of the rock and a hard place situation where, you know, we have to dress sexy but not too sexy. We have to like, you know, we have to say what we feel but don't say it like that, you know, like just stuff like that. And it's like, oh, if women want to be part of the gaming industry, well, here's this like cheerleader squad that you can join.
And then you're gonna work your way up, girl. You're gonna work your way up because this isn't a space for you. That's essentially what booth babes were. It was just like, if you want to get into the gaming industry as a woman, you have to start doing this over sexualized thing. And when I was a kid, frag dolls was like the thing that I looked at. I was just like, I want to be a frag doll. I was like, I'm going to apply. You could apply. There was an application process. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get I focused on like getting my kill points up and kill streaks or whatever in Call of Duty and doing all this shit. I was like, this is what they want to see. They want to see me popping off as a gamer, and I'm going to apply. But it's like, that's not what they cared about at all.
No.
It just, just like what I'm seeing, it's just hard. It just seems like, you know, and like these black and pink like jerseys and stuff.
And you're in shorts.
Yeah.
So like when I went to PAX East in 2013, frag dolls were still a thing. I think that was like the last season of frag dolls, and there was a bunch of girls in booty shorts and these pink jerseys who were frag dolls. And they were like handing out flyers and shit and just like, do this, do that. And it was just like, man, I almost could have, like, that could have been me. And is that what I wanted?
So I'm curious, like when they talked about, like when these frag dolls did a thing, because I don't really know about them. Like, no, okay, wait 1 sec. Tom the Awesome, we're not saying that that healer characters are not guys. But when you're playing a game like Overwatch and you are a woman on the mic, like what they expect from you is to play healer. Like, it doesn't matter what the character is. Like, you can have a male character, I don't care. Like, Lucio, fine, whatever. But, like, people expect you as the female to play healer. And if you haven't had that experience before, but I have. Like, have y'all been asked to like play healer in Overwatch because you were a girl?
Told not to be DPS, yes.
Yeah.
And in World of Warcraft too.
Yeah. Yeah, and tank is like the closest thing to DPS, you know, and without it being DPS, without having the pressure of playing DPS, you know, like tank is the closest thing, and but it's like, I don't want to fucking play healer. I want to play fucking tank. Like, I don't have to play healer if I don't want to.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. We're, you know, not generalizing that, oh my god, every healer class, but like if you're looking at the pattern. In general, outside of games, women tend to be seen in the maternal healer role.
Right. And Tom, like, as a male, you say as a male in TF2, I always get bullied to play medic. You know, and that's
why is it being bullied?
It's like if you are not there are just certain ways that people treat us because we're women or we present as women, like. There are just ways that people treat us that are different from just someone bullying you to play medic because no one else wants to. You know, like, it's different because there's like a societal expectation there that, like, because we are seen as more maternal and healing figures, that like, oh, well, we're naturals in the healing. Like, we're naturals, you know, when it comes to healing. So we should be playing healing. It's like, if you're just being bullied because y'all need a healer, that's different, you know. That's completely different from like acting like all women can play are healers. That's what we're trying to get at, is that people act like we are only able, with just from you know, our birthright, we are only able to effectively play healers, and that's not true. That's not true at all. Like, there are amazing female Overwatch streamers who do not play healer, you know, like, and there's no reason why we should be expected to play a character that we don't know and don't want to play because of some sort of stupid
absolutely
social idea of what women are to people, you know.
I feel like in World of Warcraft, I always got like comments because my main is a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And people never thought, like, when people found out who I was, when we take that out of the virtual world,
mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh no, this is who I am. They're just like, wait, you're a tank? Like, you were tanking? Like, why is it so far-fetched to believe that a female presenting person could be a badass who saved your fucking life and took all the pounding?
Yeah.
But in real life, you want to give me the pounding, so pay me and donate to this charity. Here,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding.
Donate to Loveland Foundation. But you know, I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing like a lot of thank you. I've been playing a lot of Valorant lately, and it's good because there have been games where I have been with all men and it's been great. You know, like that, and they treated me like someone who was worth playing the game with, and they treated me like someone who has their own skills, and they treated themselves as someone who has their own skills, and they didn't act like they were just like God's gift to the video game, and that you were that, you know, your skill was you know, dragging them down. Thankfully, I've had good experiences, but I've also had bad experiences in Valorant already. Just like the idea that like I can talk into voice chat and someone will be on text chat, be like, haha, you're a girl. It's like, thanks, I already know that.
I didn't know that.
Thanks for assuming. And also, like, yeah, what does that have to do with anything? That doesn't have to do with shit.
Why is that some sort of insult?
Yeah, it's like they act like it's a fucking insult. It's like, it's not. It's just like how my life is.
Female presenting. Why is being a female an insult to dudes? Why is that a thing?
Well, because they're taught that they're not allowed to take part in that. And so like that's actually a really good conversation that we can have about like stuff like homophobia, right? Because like a lot of like homophobia has to do with men aren't allowed to act like this. Like men, and you know, when I talk about feminism, like I am very much a proponent that feminism is not just for women. Like that feminism is just like another word to say like I am curious and interested in fixing problems that people experience because of their identity from structural issues. So like even as a feminist, I don't call myself like a men's right activist, because like there's just, you know, the word MRA just has like a very specific connotation, and I don't want to be known as that. But I care about men and how they are raised, and I will tell you, I will be the first one to admit that like while we're talking about women experiencing this shit that we get from men, I am also just as conscious about the fact that men are also a victim of this garbage. That like that like something like that there's just like a societal attitude that got really popular at one point in history, to the point where it was the only thing that anyone could ever imagine, like the only way that anyone could ever imagine living. And then so what it does is it just hurts men and it hurts women, and it just in just different ways. Like for men, like what is hurtful is that idea that y'all aren't allowed to feel anything. Like y'all aren't allowed to feel anything. Y'all aren't allowed to cry. Y'all aren't allowed to wear skirts or dresses or anything like that. Y'all aren't allowed to feel, you know, that you have a feminine side. Like it's because otherwise you're gay. You're gay, or you're too much of a wussy or something like that. Like that is just a very, and if you grew up as a man and you didn't hear those things like from your family, that's like super lucky, you know, like that's really lucky that you didn't hear that stuff, because those are the kinds of things that men are hearing, that like they're not allowed to ask for help, you know, when it comes to mental health issues. Like they're supposed to, they're expected to be like these really strong people, when really we're all just fucking human, and we all have a strong side and a more soft side. You know, everyone has that sort of person in them, and it's not about like, and I guess like from like when it comes to like Eastern philosophy will kind of like, you know, be like you got like your feminine energy and your masculine energy and stuff like that, but they both have amazing qualities to them that make up one person, right? When you talk about Eastern philosophy, all that stuff, the yin and yang, you can't have the feminine without the masculine, all these things. But like ultimately it's about we are not, when it comes to cultural expectations, we're not allowed to be anything outside of what has been deemed acceptable for us by like a long-standing societal tradition. And it's like for men in particular, the reason why men have such a hard fucking time with this is because men are constantly told that they have to be violent to deal with their issues, that they can't feel anything, that they can't ask for help, that they have to be the man of the house, that they have to be the big man on campus, that they have to like, that they have to not be gay, not be, you know, feminine or anything like that. And so it's all just like a big just problem with the way that we have socialized humans, and the way that we have expected specific types of humans to act for this, you know, throughout time. And so the reason why we don't get support for men is because men aren't taught to support themselves half the time. Most of the time, I think. Like, they're not taught to support themselves emotionally. They're not taught to support each other emotionally. So how the fuck are they going to understand our emotions? You know, like, because like they are taught specifically to not feel them and to not feel the hard thing. You know, and it's like, there's the why. And the problem is that, that's the why. Is like there's a societal expectation that men have to be a certain way. I mean, how many men have tried to get laid because they felt like they weren't a man because they hadn't gotten laid yet? You know, like they're just a virgin. It's like you got like, you know, the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin, fucking problematic movie as fuck. I think it's so funny. Like I still watch it and it's funny to me, but like it's still like the whole idea of that movie is that like everyone's shitting on this guy for being a virgin when it's like that's fine. Like you're not less of a man because you're a virgin, you know? Like you're not less of a man for any of that kind of stuff. And you're not less of a man because you're able to tap into empathy when it's very common for men to be taught to not feel their feelings, and that's where it comes from. That like it's like there's like gender roles and the expectations that people put on people because of what they were born with in their pants are just hurtful. It just hurts people. Like it makes people feel like it dehumanizes them because they can't be who the fuck they are. They have to be who the fuck they are as filtered through this particular societal lens that we have, you know, that people have people in our past, our ancestors and stuff, have laid out at our feet. So that's where it comes from, you know. And it's hard because we talk about all this stuff and how hard it is to like deal with men who act like this, but it's just as important to understand that like they're victims of this in their own right, of this garbage, you know, like they really are. And I just went on a huge rant there, but do you have any ideas about that?
I will openly just admit and say that I don't think that I'm there yet. I know what you're saying, and I'm just trying to accept and understand the intersectionality of just like white female presenting women and who I am, right?
Yeah.
And as a queer person, that I am not in any emotional capacity to sympathize with men,
and that's
no matter
okay.
who they are. And that's just, I don't have the privilege to do that right now.
Yeah.
In my marginalized position, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Like I understand what you're saying, but like I'm so deep down in this place that I'm fighting for equality in so many different ways, on so many different I have no sympathy. Anything that I would say would be absolutely positively contrary to what you just said because of the anger and the fights that I have to deal with from all sides.
Yeah.
I think you're completely right, because there are some things that, you know, as a white female, that I'll never be able to understand that you have experienced and are experiencing. And I think that there's so many things, even in the, you know, the LGBTQIA community, is how many times are you going to see like a white male or female person, you know, striving for equality, and yet there's still that prejudice and racism within that own section of its community. And I think that's crazy. It's just like we're all humans. So I was born in Poland and I came here, and my expectation of the United States was I'm gonna get to see people of every color and every culture, and it's gonna be beautiful. Then you fucking get here, I'm like, why are people horrible human beings? And it's everything that I'm seeing right now is all these people saying, you know, with women and sexism, and saying, well, men experience it too. Absolutely. But we see it on, I would say, a much more larger scale because of who we are.
Yeah.
And then of someone who is not white or, you know, cisgendered, there's its own prejudice, and so much has to be done, and it has to be, you know, picked apart so deeply in order to get to that balancing point, just to where I would say we are trying to get equality for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certainly a lot of work that has to be done, but I'm always very interested to hear what you would think, because we are hearing a lot more of your voices, and I think that's so incredibly important, and it can't be done in one day.
Mm-mm.
And it has to just keep going.
Yeah, and I understand, and that's like so valid that you don't have the sympathy. I get it. Like you
and it's hard because it's like there a lot of people, a lot of my people are just like, fuck that, no, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we've done these things, we've said these things for years and years and years and years and years, and there's I don't know what to do. It's very conflicting because it's just like, I understand listening and talking and being peaceful is
Mm-hmm.
like a really good way to make progress and change, but also like it angers me to hear those sort of conversations where it's just like, I don't have sympathy for white cis. I don't have sympathy for straight men who refuse to acknowledge the pain
Yeah.
that they've inflicted and continue to inflict it, and the things that I've gone through. Like, it's hard. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hard. If you don't already get it, I feel like it's exhausting to try to explain to them, to
Yes.
anyone, and it's already exhausting trying to explain to people like the issues of just like being black, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to have to explain how I don't want to explain to like my gaming friends and all these people we talked about earlier, like
Mm-hmm.
why it's so painful what they did to me. I'm just like, no, fuck you, like, go away. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's exhausting. It's so exhausting.
Yeah. You don't owe
Yeah.
anyone an
I'm
explanation.
sorry, I made that so deep.
No, that's like, that's an important conversation to have. Like that
Hell
isn't.
yeah.
It's important to talk about the fact that like people are fucking tired of dealing with this shit. Like this issue that we're talking about makes it difficult for women to turn on the fucking game and play it. Like all they want to do is play the goddamn game. But you're always rolling the dice about whether or not you're going to hear someone tell you, that you're a whore or whatever on the other end, just by even saying hi. Like, you'll just go in there like, hi guys, what's going on? They're like, whore, like,
Yeah.
go make me a sandwich. And it's like, that shit's fucking exhausting. And it's I think one of the things that I've kind of sort of come to understand about what's happening and like how we need to understand what's happening is that like we are going to, as we grow through this situation and as we start fixing things, we're going to have to get used to holding different, like, seemingly contradictory truths in our hearts at all the time. Like I had to explain this to I was explaining this on Facebook, like kind of like the idea of just the cops, and they were kind of not understanding the whole defund the police and all that. And I had to explain to her, I was like, we're in a situation where you need to understand that like there are quite a couple of truths here that are very hard to understand and hard to hold at the same time. And what you're being called to do is just like, as someone who is white, who has an idea that like the police are bad, because her whole thing was that like she had bad experiences with the police, and so she got it, but she also was very dismissive of like the idea. She was just kind of like, oh, the world's unfair, get over it, But I kind of digged deeper. I was like, you've had some issues with the police, and according to you know, it was a situation where the police didn't take care of her needs, and she felt unlistened to, and she felt like, you know, like she felt like the police didn't fucking care about her problem. Because what happened, I don't know the exact situation, but from what I could tell, it was either some cop harmed her, right? And it's like some cop harmed her, and it's like, what you need to understand is that, like, there are some truths that you need to hold, right? And the truths that you need to hold are, one, like, when we look at our history as Americans, we need to understand what the history is, why we are here, like why we're here in the first place. And then we have to understand that we're not gonna fix that shit overnight. And you also have to understand that, like, your experience is your experience with the police is very valid, and also there are other people who have experiences that are even worse than that in a lot of cases, and have to do with completely different things, you know, the way that they are treated have to do with completely different things that people don't have control over, you know. And you have to just, when we're in this particular time, like, we have to get used to holding just 2 or 3 or 4 different ideas in ourselves that may not link up at different times, or that may not, like, you know, kind of fit together at certain times, but they're all still true, right? Like, it's like what I said, at least I feel like is true. Like, I feel like what I have to say about the idea that men are just as much as victims, like, and not just as much, but like they didn't choose to be this way. It was just like how some person chose them to be, you know, much earlier on. That is still true. But also, Quinn, it is true and valid that you don't have fucking sympathy for it anymore. And it's also true that, like, people are just fucking so sick of it that, you know, it's not always gonna be a conversation that's like, you know, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that?
It has to be a difficult conversation because it needs to be had.
Yeah.
True change will not come without complete intersectionality. But in order for us to get there, to be and understand everyone's struggles, we have to start with the people who are being affected the most.
Yep. You know, and it's, oh God, like, as someone who grew up in the church, like, you know, just seeing people who are religious fucking be, you know, the All Lives Matter crowd is just like, have you guys like ever been to church before? Like, have you ever understood what fucking Christianity is, like, about? Because, like, really, if you want to read it like that, the Bible is a fucking text about, is an anti-oppressive text, like, or like, you know, at least like the Old Testament stuff leading into Jesus and all that, like, it's very like the, like, anti-oppression. Like, Jesus was super fucking anti-oppression, right? Like, like, Jesus's whole thing was that we need to treat each other with respect, and we can't just let, like, the system fucking control us, you know. And, like, Jesus was killed by the fucking state because everybody around him said he was fucking crazy, you know. And it's just like the growing up in the church and just watching people have this terrible theology of, like, you know, I'll reference
controversial, but it's just like these dudes, like, who grew up, like, they misinterpreted everything they read.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and they see it as like, they just see it as like some sort of historical document that's, like, absolutely true, when really what it is like, it was just a product of its time. And that when we actually apply stuff that we find in the Bible to right now, it's like literally impossible to just, like, like the whole shellfish thing, you know, just like, it's just so silly. It's like, what are you guys talking about? But y'all are fucking eating crabs. Like, you know, it doesn't make
I love how people, like, who are, like, super Bible, like, folks are just like the golden rule. We'll treat we'll treat everyone like you want to be treated. All lives matter, right?
They just
I
don't
think that something reminds me of that. I'm so sorry for
you're
cutting
fine.
in, but it's just like when you're trying to have that conversation, And when people are trying to bring up, well, all lives matter, well, doesn't my life matter? I'm just like, well, yeah, it already matters, but like people of color are being so horrendously oppressed and murdered in the streets.
Yeah.
And well, I'm not racist, and you know, not every cop is bad. I'm like, well, we cannot stop until all the bad ones are gone.
Yeah.
In that statement, right, when they say, well, I'm not racist, you're still thinking about just you, right?
Yeah, you're not.
They're still thinking about just themselves.
Oh, you're not racist? Cool. Continue the conversation to make sure that the shit is fucking obliterated.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying this, but this me, this super narcissistic, just like focused statement that you speak for all people who look like you now.
Yeah.
Yes. Why is that a thing? It's so crazy.
It's just
crazy.
It's just like you know, you and I talk about this, Quinn, like police brutality in particular, like that is definitely a black people problem, but it happens to fucking everybody. Like, you know, and like people are like, well, white people get hurt by cops. It's like, well, why the fuck aren't you angry?
Why are you doing this?
Like, why aren't you
marching?
Why don't you give a fuck? Oh no. Like, why don't you give a fuck about the fact that why don't you give a fuck about the, give me 1 second. So let me go pull up the numbers. So police deaths,
it's like police brutality happens to white people too, but we ain't mad enough to march or anything. We're just gonna chill with it because this is just what police do. Like, no, like
they shouldn't be just fucking killing people for no reason. Like, that's just not how that works. Oh, thank you so much, Tiki. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, it's like, why aren't you fucking mad? And it's because these people don't understand that this is just states sanctioned violence, and like they don't think it's ever gonna happen to them. It's gonna fucking happen to you at some point for any fucking reason. Like, literally, it'll get to a point where if you're not fucking blue-eyed and blonde, like you know, that's a little bit of a slippery slope, but it's like something to consider, that, you know, fascism really, in a way, doesn't discriminate who they choose to discriminate, you know, like, and you know, I have my qualms with the cops, but none of them have to do with my skin color. They just have to do with the fact that I fucking hate cops, and like they need to get out of my fucking business, you know. But like, and like the one time I almost got busted at a drug deal, and I was driving back because I didn't have anything on me, and they didn't catch me. But like they legit, as I was driving by, they're like, stop doing bad things. I'm like, what? I'm just literally buying weed so I can go fucking eat a burrito and watch TV with my friend. Like, you know, like, I'm not doing anything bad, but like, it's just this idea that they have to control our lives, you know, and it's to the point where people don't get due process for their crimes. They just get fucking shot, you know. And if you're black, like, well, you know, good luck. Like, and I tweeted about this earlier today. My deaf friend, I asked my deaf friend about police brutality in the deaf community. People have gotten shot reaching for their card that says, I'm deaf and need an interpreter. And don't even try being black and deaf near a cop and trying to use sign language, because a cop who doesn't know what the fuck who doesn't know what the fuck is going on is going to perceive like a deaf black person using ASL as like some sort of gang sign shit because they're racist, and then they're going to use that as like, oh well, I'm threatened, you know. And it affects so many different kinds of people in so many different ways, and then people are just like, well, all lives matter, my life matters. Like some bitch at this protest that I went to, some bitch was like in a car, and she literally had her like half her whole like top part of her body out of the car as her friend was driving by. This girl had like half of her body out the car. She's like, my life matters. I'm like, bitch, no one fucking asked you. Like, No one fucking asked you. Like, yes, your life fucking matters, but also there are people out there who literally can't go outside without feeling like unsafe. You know, who cannot exist in the world with the same amount of comfort that you do, and that is wrong. And it is just, yeah, it's just, oh god.
There's so much.
There's a lot, but yeah, we've actually hit the 3-hour mark. So if we want to stop, let's start winding down. We've been talking about for 3 hours. Holy shit. Yeah.
I go to bed real fired up.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Well,
I have to go to sleep. I gotta work in the morning.
it's your time to go to sleep. So, before we hop off, this is one last hurrah. If you'd like to donate to the Loveland Foundation, we are raising money for the Loveland Foundation today. It is an organization that seeks to create more access to culturally competent therapy for Black women and girls. It's a really awesome cause, and I personally relate to it a lot because I wouldn't be where I am today without my therapists. Like, therapy has been the biggest thing for me, and especially when Black people have to deal with epigenetic trauma and just the trauma of being Black in America. It's really important that therapy access is there, for anybody who needs it. And so the really cool thing about the Loveland Foundation is that they're here to help. So if you'd like to donate more money to the Loveland Foundation, we have this lovely link here, yeah, we're gonna start hopping off at this point. I will keep the if you want to donate off hours, the link will be down in my profile. And yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. It was a really good talk, and thank you guys for being here. Thank you for joining me.
Quinn, so nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, this has been a great time. I'm so happy.
Hope we can do this again. I would love to have you guys.
And who's our top donor? Is our top donor here?
I think our top donor
was it. Who was our top donor? Let me go see who our donors were, because our top donor gets to choose who is the raid person, whoever we raid.
Cam Dizzle Hoops.
Did Cam Dizzle do the top one? No, because it changes.
I think it was Grandpa. There wasn't.
It's between Grandpa Option and Liv Mac. So which one is here first? Y'all, you just say something in chat. Liv Mac or Grandpa Option. Whoever says something in chat gets to choose who we raid. Yeah, we can definitely do another topic. If y'all want to hear about a specific topic, let me know and we can plan something out for that. Or if any of you in my audience or any of y'all in y'all's audiences would like to come on and chat with me about some sort of topic, that'd be awesome. I'd love to hear about it. And what do I think about Asian privilege? I mean, you can come to my stream sometime and maybe we can talk about that sometime.
I just want to can I say thank you so much for we're hurting. Everyone's hurting.
ADHD panel soon.
Right? Just thank you for letting me be to talk about the intersectional stuff. And
yeah. You're welcome.
Thank
you. You're welcome. I'm all about
really
intersectional.
I don't know if I can have a conversation like this without talking about that stuff, because it's all tied in together. Moving forward. Yeah. Those different parts of our identity just affect different experiences we have, and that's just how it is. And we have to singular. Yeah, we all just have experienced different shit for different reasons, and it's really important to talk about that stuff. So thank you for talking about it. Thank you for talking about your experiences and your perspective regarding that. That's really good to have. I'm happy that we can have a voice that can speak to that in particular. And yeah, thank you so much for Grey being here. It was really nice to collab with you on something. Pleasure. It was really cool. And yeah, Grandpa Option, who are we rating? Do you have an idea of who you'd like us to raid? And
yeah, in the meantime, I think I'm gonna hop off. Stream, or I'm gonna hop off this call, and then yeah. Thank you all so much. It was a lot.
Thank
Thank you.
And if
Get
y'all,
some rest.
yeah,
Take
for
care
sure.
of your mental health.
Yeah, y'all take care of yourself for sure.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
I'm gonna go finish my drink.
All right, bye. See you later. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick right here in the call. So, I snort fridge mold. We're gonna raid them, whoever that is. And yeah, thanks again for all of the amazing conversation. We raised $100 for the Loveland Foundation, which is amazing. Thank you. That's fucking awesome. Like, that's $100 more to help Black women and girls get access to therapy, which is fucking amazing. Yes, that's what we need. That's what we want to see. So yeah, we're gonna do a heckin' raid. And for those of you who here's my raid message. So our raid message, because we like to get weird here, is wanna get weird. And if you have for those of you who have been in the stream for the whole time, you might have enough channel points to rent my emote for the day. So feel free to rent the emote, otherwise use your own. And yeah, let's raid y'all's friend I Snort Fridge Mold. What a name. What a name. Oh my god. All right, cool. We're gonna raid I Snort Fridge Mold. Thank you. Tom, we're gonna have a conversation about statistics and how just looking at numbers doesn't really help you understand the full context of a thing until you actually give context to those numbers. A lot of people are like, well, more whites are killed every year compared to black people, and what people don't understand is that black people are actually killed by police, I believe, or no, at least with jailing, black people are jailed 4 to 5 times, or they're 4 to 5 times more likely to be jailed than white people for the same crime. So y'all gotta look at the data and the actual like reasons behind the data instead of the numbers, because the numbers ain't gonna tell you shit, but the context of the numbers are gonna tell you something completely different. So Tom, definitely do some more research on there, and if you want to come back the next stream, which will be on Monday, and ask me more, feel free. Anyway, yeah, so let us raid I Snort Fridge Mold, and here is our raid message. And there you go. All right. Thank you so much. I Snort Fridge Mold is doing a Just Chatting stream. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic night. And thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.